country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
As little as 2 months ago, with only 4 wins, the Birmingham Bulls were dead last in the standings. Dead last. Of those 4 wins, only one of them came in regulation. Just one regulation win. By December 20th, the Birmingham Bulls looked anything but an ascending team climbing the standings, much less one that could make the playoffs. But things began to change for the Birmingham Bulls as the new year approached. The last 2 weeks of December, Birmingham doubled their win total for the entire season. From December 22nd to February 2nd, only the Peoria Rivermen had a better record than our Birmingham Bulls. And now, as the Ides of March approach, the Bulls have ascended to 6th place overall in the SPHL and had the best record in the league during the month of February, and suddenly find themselves not only in the playoffs, but just a mere 3 points from having home ice advantage during at least the first round of those playoffs. This has been nothing short of an incredible turn of events over a short period of time for the Birmingham Bulls. Had the Bulls turned the corner? Well, with only 11 games left in the season and climbing up the standings ladder, it sure feels that way. Winners of 8 of the last 11, the Bulls can pull to within 1 point of 5th place tonight. Only 7 points separate having home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs to being out of the playoffs altogether. This means every game for all teams becomes exponentially important. All those games suddenly turn into 4-point contests with the possibility of gaining ground quickly, but also losing ground just as quick as you can gain. One loss to the wrong team or a loss while those close to you are winning can turn your lead in the standings into a deficit overnight. The playoffs don't officially start until the 2nd week of April, but for all intent and purposes, they've now arrived. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny once again for Birmingham Bulls Hockey. Greg, you and I had a lot of conversations. You and I have had a lot of conversations this season, especially early in the season, where we had our doubts. We had our doubts of even making the playoffs. But something happened. Something happened to this team when the new year turned, and it hasn't stopped. Greg, what is it that happened to this team, and how on earth do we keep this going?
Well, Jody, it's one of those things that, you know, we talked about how young the team was early in the season, and that left a lot of room for improvement. But just like anybody growing up, you have to mature. As a person, as a team, you have to find that unity, and you have to improve. You have to look at where you started, and that's what the Bulls have done. They came in, and the whole change came about when obviously we lost Phil Ledzianko,
right?
But then to replace that, Phil's just a second-year guy, keep in mind.
Correct.
But you brought in some veteran leadership. Olenek was out early in the season.
Right.
He was still coming in off injury. And I think the guy just needed somebody to follow, you know? And I think that's what Drake Glover provided for the team. And then C.J. Walker, Drake Glover, you add Britton into the mix, and holy cow, there's a whole lot of hockey games between those 3 guys alone that I think that confidence and composure just bleeds through the team, and that puts us where we are today.
It changed. Those 3 players you spoke of, Drake Glover, C.J. Walker, and Kenny Britton, not only changed the outcome of these games from December to where we are today, but it changed the entire mentality and makeup of this hockey team. You can tell a difference from shift to shift, much less game to game.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see. But there's always those teams, Jody, and you look down the league of where some of those teams, take Pensacola, for example. You know, Knoxville's another one, you know, knock on wood for tonight. But those are teams that came out of the gate hot. You know, Pensacola,
right.
They were first place. We were like, holy cow, what are they doing down there? You know, and then all of a sudden they hit that stretch and right around Christmas time into the new year, and then things kind of fall apart and they're trying to figure it back out. We'll see what they bring as it gets closer to playoffs, but we've been continuously growing and on the uptick.
All right, we'll pause for a second, get back to it, but first, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, once again, the national anthem singers here are incredible. What a performance. All right, first, before we get going, starting lineups for the visiting Knoxville Ice Bears. On defense, Billy Rhodes along with former Bull Carson Vance. Up front, Blake Tosto, just back from the East Coast Hockey League, along with Jason Branshaw, and newly signed player just out of college, Tyler Stewart. For the Birmingham Bulls defensively, we'll go with Doug Scott himself, just returning from South Carolina of the East Coast Hockey League after a month of being away from the Bulls. He'll be paired up defensively with stalwart Connor Scahill back on defense. Up front, Drake Glover, McGregor Sinclair, and Matt Wood. In goal tonight, first for Knoxville, they'll have a newcomer as well. Logan Flodell, picked up off the waiver wire from Pensacola. We'll get into Knoxville's goaltending problems later on, but he'll get the nod tonight. SPHL record in his first game for Knoxville of 5-5-2-0. 5 wins, 5 losses, 2 in overtime. 2.82 goals against, 904 save percentage. Hayden Stewart for the Birmingham Bulls, an 8-12-0-3 record, 2.93 goals against, and a 915 save percentage. Head coach tonight for Knoxville, Johnny Gurskus, and of course for our Birmingham Bulls, Craig Simchuk. Derek Calise is the referee, Jeffrey Lewis, and Colton Capel are our linesmen, and we're just about set for face-off at center ice. And we're underway. Off the draw, Bulls control. That's Scott ahead to center ice, and Glover will tip it in off the backside of the Knoxville net. Sent around far boards, picked up there by Tosto. Now Matt Wood and Sinclair going in to forecheck. Comes right back in on Flodell, who steers it aside, and the puck gets back through center ice. Birmingham will play it. It's pass ahead for Wood, right wing side, cuts to the middle, takes a shot, score! A pass from the Birmingham end of the ice right on to Matt Wood. He got behind the Knoxville defense and just stepped across that blue line, cut right back to the center, beat Flodell up top. Birmingham quickly out to a 1-0 lead.
Wow, Jody, you talked about warm-ups early, and you told me it just kind of looked like guys were floating around out there going through the motions. But in the press report, I was reading earlier, it said that Knoxville has 9 goals scored against in their last few outings, and holy cow, the Bulls strike early.
We'll get the call in a minute. Birmingham up 1-0. Matt Wood once again doing very well against Knoxville as Birmingham's Gagnon brings the puck in offside as it bounced over a stick. That goal for Birmingham occurred in the first minute of play. Matt Wood with the goal, his 10th of the year. But against Knoxville, Matt Wood has played very well. That means in 5 games, he's picked up his 4th goal and 6 points. The rookie, Matt Wood, playing very well against Knoxville.
Definitely, Jody. We'll see how it all transpires here, but it's only the first minute.
Off the draw, Birmingham sends it in. It bounces off the boards right to Flodell, and maybe a little shaken after that first quick early goal. He opts just to cover it up. I don't really blame him.
I mean, usually when you hear about somebody getting picked up off waiver wires, Jody, but I mean, Flodell coming in, he played 15 games at Pensacola, 282 goals against average and over a 900 save percentage. So that's pretty good for a waiver wire pickup.
Doug Waite keeps the puck in the Knoxville zone, slides it over for Walker. C.J. Walker can't get past Cup, so he'll send it back on the defense. Gagnon has it. Danny Waite takes a shot, blocker save made by Flodell. Loose puck played off the boards by Birmingham behind the net, comes near side. Waite back to Gagnon, who returns the pass to Danny Waite. Centers a pass for Kip, slap shot blocked by the defense of Knoxville, and it comes back into the Birmingham zone. There's a pass for Soretsky, past him, played by Knoxville. They couldn't control it. Birmingham hammers it right back into the Ice Bear zone. Gronick takes his man off the play. Loose puck picked up far side by Knoxville, and they'll clear the zone. Youngworth plays it ahead. Off the stick of Soretsky. Goes in deep behind the Knoxville net. Lilliquist is there. Sends it ahead. Knoxville now through center ice. Osick shovels it ahead. Westcott has it. Can't get past Youngworth. There's a centering pass. No one there. Olenek picks it up for Birmingham. He'll skate away. He'll cut right wing side, tap it in off the boards, and come off the ice for a change. Played by Lilliquist. Osick with the puck. Sends one ahead. Westcott sends it in. Off the pass. Stewart will play it himself. Now Danny Waite with the puck. Has Myers, who's back off the IR with him. Myers takes a hit. Puck gets past both he and the defender. Played back by Britton. There's a shot from the point, whistled wide. Puck comes all the way back to the blue line where Denver Craig, another newcomer. We'll get all the newcomers in a minute. Craig's shot blocked by Scott. Played along the far side. Soper behind the net, now carried out by the Bulls. Doug Scott wraps one around the board. It'll come out far side, gets past Carson Vance. He'll pick the loose puck up, plays it back for Bradshaw, who just shovels it to center ice. Just underway, first period. Birmingham with an early goal, up 1-0 over Knoxville. Sinclair knocks the puck down at center ice, played by the Bulls back into their own zone. Scott has it. Slides it over for his defensive partner, now through center ice. Sinclair shovels a pass for Glover, bounces off his stick, but comes right to Wood, and he'll send it into the Knoxville zone. Played behind the net by the Ice Bears, off the near side boards through center ice. Craig ahead to Jimmy Soper. Had a rough outing against Roanoke, their last outing. Played behind the net now. Dapprich goes down, but maintains control. Now it's poked away from him. It comes to Glover. He banks one off the glass to center ice. Matt Wood is there. Can't get it past the Knoxville defense. Along the far half wall, played by Knoxville and out. Soper ahead off the skate of Timmy Kent. Back to Tyler Williams. Cuts left wing side. Takes a shot. Pad save made by Stewart. Loose puck all the way back to the blue line. Kip Ledzianko chips it ahead for C.J. Walker. He can't get past the newcomer Cole Mickle. Now the puck is loose behind the Knoxville net. Played along the far boards. And here come the Ice Bears. Timmy Kent dumps one in, right in on Stewart. Calmly plays it aside into the near corner. Gagnon with the puck. Crimmin with the puck, another newcomer. Greg, first stoppage. We're going to talk about all the newcomers. Played back by the Bulls now in their own defense. Colton Olenek with it. Shovels it ahead for Soretsky. Brings it into the Knoxville zone. They'll crisscross, but it's taken away by Knoxville's Tosto. Now he'll hit it through center ice. Intercepted by the Bulls. Cleared back through center ice. Played by Stewart. Back to Roach. To Carson Vance, who just hammers one in deep. Stewart will play it, no icing. Around the near side boards for Colton Olenek, the captain of the Bulls, with the puck. Ahead to center ice for Soretsky. Couldn't get the pass or the shot in deep. Button sends it right back out. Scahill with the loose puck sends it in. Played around the near boards here by Button. Far side. Tosto with it. I'm sorry, that's Galletta. He loses it right in front of the slot. Sinclair just couldn't get it. Birmingham, good job, keeps it alive. That's Scahill. Scahill walks in, takes the shot, deflected by Button High. Another good scoring opportunity for the Bulls off a mistake by Knoxville. Osick brings it in. That's got to be offside, and they'll drop it back for Button. Before I say anything, Greg, let's talk about at least Birmingham's newcomers as we have our first media stoppage of the game.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the big name to be back in town, Doug Scott.
Right.
He's back from the East Coast League. Good to have him back. Big, steady D man. You know,
excellent power
play specialist, and always good to see that, Jody. And that's just where it starts, and it just gets more exciting from there.
Birmingham got Doug Scott back in the lineup tonight, along with newcomers Logan Dapprich out the college ranks, his season over with in college, and Scott Crimmin. This is a player you research as well, another defenseman. Two new defensemen,
right.
Logan Dapprich and Scott Crimmin. Scratched tonight from the lineup are both Kevin Sadowski and Colin Tracy. Nothing wrong with them, but you got to take a chance to look at these new kids coming in.
Right. Definitely do there, Jody. And, one of the things that I like about these potential upgrades, Crimmin's coming in. He's 6'2", got some size on him, but he's young. So you tailor that out. You get a little shot of young energy in here to go along with the veteran leadership, and hopefully it works out to be a great match.
We'll see how they progress as the night goes on. Their first shift, their first game, period, as professional hockey players. Knoxville with the puck. They'll skate it through center ice. Kyle Soper slides one across far side, connects with Williams. Scahill cuts him off. Tyler Williams with the puck. Scahill again knocks his pass away. It's loose along the far half wall, picked up by Williams. Shields the man away. That's Scahill from the puck with his body, gets it in front. That was Kyle Soper, couldn't shovel it in front of Stewart. Played by Soper, far wall. Pass back. Mickle with a shot. Knocked down in front. Bulls just try and clear. It's taken down along the far wall by Scott. He'll bank one off the glass back into the Knoxville zone. Kyle Soper sends one. Off the stick of Denver Craig, played by Stewart. Line change for Knoxville. Doug Scott with the puck. He'll cruise back behind Stewart. Set the play there. He's got Kip Ledziongo along with Gagnon. He'll shovel it over to Kip. Kip plays it right behind to C.J. Walker. He'll bring it in the Knoxville zone. Carson Vance back defensively. He'll cut behind the net. Centers one for Ledziongo. Knocked away by Branshaw, and the puck is sent along the near wall. Tosto drops it back for his defense. That's Billy Roach. A little bit of a panic there. He just smacks one off the glass back into the Bull zone, and Gagnon touches it, and icing is called on Knoxville.
And Jody, oddly enough, for all the old Bulls fans out there from the 90s, very interesting how Scott Creeman came to us, because it was a contact, and a lot of fans will remember the name, but Dennis Maxwell, one of the toughest guys ever put on a jersey, up there with Pinfold and Pop. He's a sports agent. And Maxwell is the guy who reached out, contacted the Bulls, and here we are.
Highly recommended, Scott Crimmin. Gagnon with the puck just inside the Knoxville blue line. Skates over right in the middle of the ice. Couldn't get a shot through. Now Branshaw goes down. That shot may have stung him a little bit. He's still slow to get up. Finally gets up. Played along in the near corner. Danny Waite with the puck. Cuts behind the net. Centers one off the stick. There's another shot. That one from Kip Ledziongo, blocked by Vance. Had an open net, and it was bound to go in. C.J. Walker with the loose puck. He'll curl through the slot. Cuts down low. Backhand just wide of the far post. Played by Dapprich. For Walker again. Cuts through the slot. Takes a shot. Save made by Flodell. And they covers up. Greg, Knoxville looks just out of sorts in their own zone. C.J. Walker, who's slow to get up now, he just took the puck and stick handled away from everybody for a good 30 seconds.
Jody, that's the third time, and we've watched a lot of hockey this year from these seats. And I'm telling you, I have not seen the Bulls with so much time and space in the offensive zone of what they have tonight. So I got to ask the million-dollar question right off the hop. Is Knoxville straight off the bus right now?
They came in at about 4:15.
There you go.
So your theory may have some validity to it. It's never failed so far, but they certainly look like they're just skating in sand, it seems like, in their own zone. Birmingham on the power play as Carson Vance gets sent off for the slash. Birmingham on the first power play of the night for either team has the top power play unit in the league. Knoxville's penalty kill just as potent. They're third best in the league. Kipledzianko slides it across for Glover. Glover lost it, came to Kopp, and he'll send it down the ice. Played by Youngworth, just power play, a minute and a half to go for the Bulls. Youngworth sends it ahead for Glover. He'll drop it back for Sinclair to Kip. Ahead for Matt Wood. Wood can't get past Torrey Button. Puck tied up along the near boards, and Kyle Soper takes it and just fires it down the ice. Youngworth will take it behind his own net. Try and set the power play up. We need to get some puck possession time in their own zone. Danny Waite with it now. He'll head it in. Couldn't get it past the Knoxville defense, and Soper once again sends it down the ice. Osick tied up. Danny Waite. And we're down to under a minute to go this power play time, Greg, and we haven't set up once in the Knoxville zone.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where sometimes you're better 5-on-5, but here we go.
Olenek brings the puck in. Centers one in front. There's a save made. That was Soreski, had the backhander there. And after that first goal early on, Logan Flodell's that's a nice save he made there. He's made two nice ones since that first one went in, and he looks like he's settling in somewhat.
Well, that's what I mean. By the numbers, you know what? Flodell, he's got a good track record this year coming in. So, like I said, he's a lot better than what I was expecting coming in, hearing about they picked up a goalie off waivers.
Off the draw, played by Waite. He'll go along far side. Walker picks it up. 30 seconds of power play time remaining for the Bulls. Drops it back at the blue line. Scahill, a good job to keep it alive. To Waite, back to Scahill. Right through the slot, takes the shot, stick save, and it pops into the mitt of Flodell, and he'll hold on for another faceoff. We're still trying to get confirmation on that goal for Birmingham. That goal for Birmingham off the stick of Matt Wood, as I said early on. 27 seconds. Assists go to Doug Scott in his first game back. 27 seconds, the time of that goal. Off the draw, there's another shot. This one from Walker. Flodell makes the save, and he'll hold on. He's going down to make these saves, Greg, which leaves his shoulders and the upper part of the net open, but he's solid thus far after that first goal.
Well, he is, Jody, and that's a technique where sometimes goaltenders, they like getting their face right down in line with the shot, and that's what Flodell does. He gets right down so he can see it coming in, almost like a back catcher.
Face-off controlled by Knoxville. They can't clear, though. Gagnon has it. Plays it down low for Olenek. Back in the slot. Walker's shot blocked by Williams, and it goes into the netting. Out of play. Only 1 second of power play time remaining for Birmingham, and I don't want to say that was a wasted power play, but it's certainly an underwhelming one.
Well, Jody, it's all relative, right? So the Bulls, even though they have a great power play by the numbers, but 24%, that means that about 1 in 4 they're going to score. So hopefully they get a couple more tonight and they keep that percentage up.
Off the draw, Knoxville controls. Vance stepped out of that penalty box and almost had a break. Dapprich tips it away, and Gagnon will pick it up for the Bulls. He'll get it back to Logan Dapprich. First game as a Bull. Checked on the play by Williams. Loose puck, far boards. Picked up by Birmingham. Gagnon with the puck. Ahead through center ice, off the stick of Gronick, played by Lilliquist, and back into the Bull zone. Puck is sent deep. Gagnon tried to set it for Dapprich. It gets past him and Gronick. Gronick gains possession of the puck and clears. Myers brings the puck in the Knoxville zone, cuts behind Billy Roach. Centers one through the mouth of the goal. No one was there. Myers doing a good job. Plays it, but Kent will bring it out for Knoxville. Timmy Kent backhands a pass over for Gaeta. He's on a 4-game goal-scoring streak. There's a centering pass right in front of Stewart. Played by Glover, and he'll send it out for Myers. Carson Vance back. Myers sends a backhander sticked aside by Flodell and played by Westcott back into the Bull zone. Quick going first period here. We're under 9 minutes to go in the first. Birmingham holding on to that 1-0 lead. Out shooting Knoxville 6-2 as we have our second media timeout of the period.
Well, I will say, Jerry, just watching things so far, Dapprich very mobile out there, very aggressive, jumps into the play. You see Creeman stepping up, and both of these guys have very good skill And they're even having to hold off the rocket boosters a little bit
Yeah.
there and pull themselves back. But as they figure things out, because keep in mind, Creeman's been here for a practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for him to come out, you can just see a few little things like, you know, when he comes in over here and he starts on the left side, but when he follows up the play and he's the D on the right side, it's like the partner should switch in behind him and come over here. That didn't happen over there. He recognized it and then got back over.
But isn't that
in
the
his-
sort of thing that works itself out as you play along?
Yeah.
More and more and more experience with your partner?
It is. But
Yep.
the point being, you talk about hockey IQ and that awareness, right? The fact that he looked over his shoulder and recognized there's another D behind him, so that puts him out of position. You see what
Yeah.
I mean? So he corrected it. So those are the kind of things, to me, that's a positive, you know?
Face off in the Bull zone to the right of Hayden Stewart. McGregor Sinclair for the Bulls. And I believe that's the newcomer, or is that Soper for Knoxville? Either way, face-off controlled by the Bulls. The defenseman, Soper, took the draw for Knoxville. That's an odd one. Birmingham brings the puck in. Sinclair couldn't get it past Cup. Loose puck along the boards, played down low for Sinclair. He'll pop it back at the blue line for Crimmin. Slides one over for Youngworth. He'll send one behind the net, played by Birmingham there. Wood goes down, hit by Soper. Still has control. The puck centers one out in front. Sinclair with a shot. That one just may have nicked that far post. Glover gets it back to Crimmin. Crimmin sends one in front, stick save made, and pounding on that rebound was Flodell. He'll just cover it up. Crimmin with a nice low shot there, Greg, though I like what I saw as he took that puck about 5 foot inside the Knoxville blue line.
Well, and that's it, right? Especially being one of the new guys in town. What you don't want to do in that situation, Jody, is come in and rip one eyes high with all your forwards looking at you like, hey, rookie, what are you doing?
Yeah. Soretsky on the draw for Birmingham. Tosto for Knoxville. In the Knoxville zone, played by Mickle. Cole Mickle slides one over for his defensive partner and back through center ice. Branshaw has it. Jason Branshaw dumped this one in. Gets past Stewart, played along near side. Mickle behind the net. Back at the blue line now, Lilliquist with it. Plays it down low. Knoxville with the puck, takes a shot. That deflects into the netting, out of play as the newcomer. A lot of newcomers out for Knoxville as well. That one, Tyler Stewart took the shot. Deflected by the Bulls defense, out of play. In a minute, we'll go over all the Knoxville changes. They had a flurry of transactions today on the waiver wire, on the transaction wire. There's just so many players coming and going. Knoxville has been bit hard, harder than anybody in the East Coast Hockey League in the SPHL by ECHL call-ups. Birmingham has possession of the puck. Olenek off the board, sends one in deep, and the whistle will blow. That was a little early whistle. Gronick had Lilliquist beat, but I think the linesman saw the size difference and maybe did Gronick a favor, because if those two go into the boards, Lilliquist wins.
100%. And yeah, Jody, that's the thing where, you know, Knoxville, they lost Tosto. He went back to Cincinnati. Connor Breen was waived. Varava was waived, and we'll get back.
There's a shot off the draw by Stewart. That's blocked by the Bulls defense. There's a centering pass by Tosto, steered aside by Stewart. Puck played behind the net by Scott. Had it taken away from him by Stewart, but he couldn't center it. Puck goes along the far boards. Lilliquist pinching in, keeps it alive. Slid back behind the Bulls net. Scahill has it. Tosto with a good job to keep it alive. He'll set up far side. Stewart takes the shot. Pad save made by Hayden Stewart, and Scahill gets it off. Back into center ice. Gronick will tip it in.
Stewart on Stewart there.
Yeah.
How about that?
7:15 to go first period. Bulls up 1-0 as Carson Vance avoids the hit of Kip Ledzianko but holds on to the puck. He'll bring it into the Bulls zone. Takes the shot. Save made by Stewart as that hits him mid-jersey right along the logo, and he just let it fall into his mitt.
And Jody, I guess Carson Vance is an example because you see that rush right there on that last play? Like, that's something he just didn't have in his toolkit when he was in Birmingham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
True.
like I said, some guys have to mature. They have to find their game, and it looks like he's found his here as he looks to be one of Knoxville's better D.
Jimmy Soper and Waite on the draw. Puck controlled by the Bulls. Dapprich plays it to his partner, Jordan Gagnon. Ahead at center ice to Kipledzianko. He can't get it in deep. Played off the leg of Vance. Wade had it, lost it. Now a big hit there by Daprich on Tyler Williams. Separates him from the puck. Kipledzianko tried to slide one over for Walker. It bounced over his stick. Williams can't clear. Daprich keeps it alive for the Bulls. Down on the play goes Walker. No call. Loose puck picked up by Williams. He'll skate away 3-on-2 for Knoxville. Williams slides one over. Comes back to Roach. Takes the shot. Nice job on the defense. Blocked by the Bulls. Gagnon. Far side. There's a one-timer by Kent. Goes wide of the net. Back behind the Bulls net. Danny Waite along with Daprich fighting for it. It'll squirt free. Picked up by Williams. He'll cut behind the Bulls net. Looks for a place to go. Centers one out in front. It was there for Kent. Couldn't get the shot off. Back at the blue line, Vance takes a shot. That one's blocked in front. Had Hayden Stewart looking behind him, though. There's a centering pass. Shot taken there by Williams. Blocked by Daprich. Knoxville has possession and not giving up. Finally, Walker for Birmingham takes it away. This line's about gassed.
Yep.
It comes back to Daprich, who gets it ahead in front of the Bulls bench. Be careful of too many men. Birmingham plays in and gets a much-deserved, well-needed line change. Osick with the puck. He'll slide it over for Cup. Plays it off of Gaetta's skate. Back into the Bull zone. Loose puck squirts free. Picked up by Birmingham. Sinclair, and he'll skate away. McGregor plays it down low. Wood is there. Can't get past Osick. Jared Cup knocks the puck away. Birmingham has to come back in their own zone quickly for the puck. Crimmin, nice job, beats Westcott for the puck, but he takes the puck away. Loose puck right in front of Stewart. Cleared by the Bulls defense to the near side board. Good job by Crimmin, but it was taken away by Westcott. Created a scoring chance for Knoxville. Birmingham sends it right back out into the Knoxville zone. Played by Lilliquist. He gets it ahead. Brought back in the Bull zone. Denver Craig, his backhander goes wide. He holds on to the puck. Big, tall man. Newcomer, first game for Knoxville. Played by Birmingham Soretsky. Far side Meyer skates in. Far side, cuts past Lilliquist, but that big long stick pokes the puck away. Knoxville will come back the other way. Cole Mickle. Near side for Osick. Avoids the hit from Scahill, but loses possession of the puck. Bulls have it off the far wall. Soper had a shot at it, but Doug Scott got in his way and took the puck away. Lilliquist has it. He'll bank one off the boards back into the Bull zone, and icing will be called on Knoxville with 4:14 to go here in the first period play. Birmingham up in front 1-0.
How about if Lilliquist and Craig were roommates on the road, Jody, and they both walked up to the front desk?
Some big guys.
I mean, holy Christmas.
I may be off on this, and I should know, but if I'm not mistaken, Robin Lilliquist stands 6'8" or 6'9".
6'9", yeah.
And I'm not sure how many inches skates add to a person's height, but I know it has to be at least 2 or 3.
Sure.
So you're talking about a 7-foot defenseman. That's hard to get around, and that long reach of the defenseman makes it a lot easier for him to poke that puck away. But doesn't it also create an opportunity to quickly cut around him?
Yeah, well, I guess compared to Lilliquist, it's like Denver Craig is only 6'3". So that's
wow.
But yeah, when you talk about the additions that they signed, Tyler Stewart, he's a newcomer. He signed a PTO. Cole Mickle's another one on D, and then Denver Craig, who we just saw out there, the big, tall 6'3" forward, giving it a whirl in the SPHL.
Of those 3, Denver Craig is the only one with professional experience. The other 2 coming straight from their college teams as their season ended. Their eligibility is up, if there is such a thing as college eligibility being up nowadays. Off the draw, Walker almost pickpocketed Lilliquist. Loose puck picked up by Ledzianko. That shot deflected by Walker wide. Loose puck played behind the net for Kyle Soper. He'll slide it over for Tyler Williams. He's tied up there on the play. Walker takes the puck away. Try to center one for Scahill. It gets back to the point for Kipledzianko. He'll play it back down low. Walker and Lilliquist there. Played now by Branshaw. He just lifts one, but not out. Scott just had a chance that he gloved it, dropped it, but it's offside. Birmingham will have to vacate the Knoxville zone. Robin Lilliquist. Ahead through center ice to Kyle Soper. Soper avoids one man, gets past his own. Osick slides one over for Tyler Williams. This time Tyler playing the right wing. Scahill takes the puck away, slides it along the far boards. Glover can't get it clear. Played now by Knoxville. There's a centering pass for Osick, a shot and a nice save. Rebound was loose as Stewart dropped it, but that shot goes wide and the puck sent back down in the Knoxville zone. Matt Wood has it, Scott with him. Wood had it taken away or poked by Williams. Puck will come free near side for Doug Scott. He backs one out to the blue line where Sinclair is there. Scott out of position, has the puck taken away by Osick, and back comes Knoxville the other way. Tyler Williams, it seems like, has been on the ice since the opening faceoff. Now Sinclair cuts behind the Bulls net. He'll skate through the slot. Banks went off the boards to nobody. It actually went right to Sinclair, who goes down on the play, and that's an easy call. Troy Button holds him up. Takes down Sinclair right in front of the Knoxville bench, who's screaming theatrics, but that was right in front of us. He did haul him down.
Oh, 100%. And in that situation, Jody, there's no question. 2 minutes, go to the box. 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in the first period. And the Bulls will go back on the power play. And let's see if they can get things established early and get some good shots in here on Flodell and try and test them a little more than we have been the last 5 minutes.
Knoxville's only given up 23 power play goals this season, stopping 84% of all power play opportunities. They stopped Birmingham once early on. Birmingham barely got any scoring chances in that first power play. We'll see what we can do on this one. Off the draw, played by Knoxville and out, back into the Bulls zone. Stewart will stop it and play it there. 2.5 to go, first period. Birmingham up 1-0. Slowly through center ice. Cahill has it, gets it ahead to Olenek. Olenek in front, finds Sareski, and a save made by Flodell. Nice play, setting up Sareski through the slot. He was all alone. Flodell got that left blocker out that holds his stick and made a save. That's an impressive save, Greg Dreveny.
Well, and you see how low he brought it all, Jody, just like you said before. He gets low, almost like a pouncing cat, and then he gives them the high part, but knowing that they're going to shoot there, very nice movement to make that save.
Off the draw, Bulls have it. Scahill with the puck for C.J. Walker. He'll curl away. Gets it over for Scahill. Now Danny Waite. Walker had it bounce off his stick, played by Knoxville far side. They'll try and dig it free. Birmingham has the puck tied up. Now the puck bounces free back into center ice, all the way down into the Bulls zone where Stewart will play it. Birmingham's Scahill gets it ahead to Danny Waite. To Sareski, return to Waite. Left wing side, Waite shot, save made. I'm not sure Flodell even saw it. Back to Youngworth. He'll send it far side for Waite. Danny Waite with the puck. Lilliquist on him. Walker tips it over for Youngworth. Takes the shot. Knocked down in front. Still loose at the skates of Lilliquist. Now sent along the far boards. Walker has it. Gets it back to Sareski near side Waite. Youngworth. For Wood in front. Sareski was there for a deflection. It goes wide. He'll pick that puck up. Nice pass back to Youngworth. Far side Walker. Walker takes a shot. Lilliquist blocks it. Birmingham keeps it alive. Youngworth back to Walker. Off the skate of Kyle Soper. Walker plays it down low. Sareski for Waite takes the shot. Stick save made by Flodell, and the puck goes into the far corner. We're under a minute to go in this period. Birmingham holds on to the puck and possession. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining, though. Youngworth slides it over. There's a shot in front. Was there for Glover. He deflects it just wide. Now the shot by Wood. In low. Score! Drake Glover from actually behind the net took that pass from the blue line, and Birmingham's hard work forechecking on the power play in the Knoxville zone pays off. Drake Glover once again on the power play gives the Bulls a 2-0 lead.
And that's just some crazy chemistry there, Jody. Wood got the puck on the pass across. He looked at the shot, and then he saw Glover creep out from behind the net. And from behind the goal line, Glover just tipped that one in. Holy cow, what a goal.
Big goal.
That's an SBHL highlight reel right there. Play of the week.
You don't normally see a goal being scored from behind the net, but that's exactly what Glover just did. But as you said, Wood set that play up. Under 30 seconds to go. Knoxville with the puck in their own zone. It gets past Kyle Soper, and he just whacks it back to center ice. Played by Jarrett Cup. It gets past Kip Ledzianko. Ahead for Gaeta off his stick. right in on Stewart, and he'll take no chances this late in the period, and he'll just cover it up.
And there you go, Jody. The Bulls on the power play, they're 1 for 2, so that's 50% tonight. So every power play is not going to result in a goal, going by the numbers. However, that one was scored with 1 second left in the penalty. What a great finish to that power play.
Glover's 16th goal of the year. Assists go to Matt Wood, who once again, points. He's got a goal and assist tonight. He is the guy against Knoxville, as well as Jordan Gagnon on the secondary assist. Off the draw, we're down to 5 seconds to go. Puck played along the far boards. Cup keeps it alive for Knoxville. He'll play it for in front. Well, Tyler Williams had it knocked away, and Olenek with a high stick gives it back to center ice, but the horn goes. Birmingham, by virtue of a very early goal, one at 27 seconds, and a late goal coming at 19:23 of the first, takes a 2-0 lead into the locker room. And that's something that's big for the Bulls. When Knoxville trails at the end of one, they have a record of 4-15-0-2, not really well. That 2-goal lead doesn't make me sit well, but either way, I'll take it. Birmingham, a very good forechecking job, if you ask me, on that last goal. Out shooting Knoxville, Greg, 14-5 in the first period. And what you said early on about Knoxville giving up 9 first-period goals over the last however many games it was,
right,
true to form tonight.
Well, but also, Jody, you have to read into that a little bit and think that, okay, the first period is definitely Knoxville's worst period, okay? So you have to go down there. You can't assume, if you're the Bulls, that the second period is going to be played like the first period was, because Knoxville comes out and they have a lot better track record in the second and third period than they do in the first.
Knoxville, if you look at the scoring differentials by period, Knoxville has given up, coming into tonight, 12 more goals than they've scored in the first, so we can add that to 14 now. Whereas in the second period, Knoxville has scored 2 more than they've given up. So you're dead on, spot on with that. The second period, Birmingham, with that dangerous 2-goal lead, is going to have to add to it really quickly, or they're going to have to play a lot harder than they did to keep Knoxville off this board.
Well, interestingly enough, Jody, coming into tonight's game, you talked about how Matt Wood and Kennedy were the big guns against Knoxville coming in previously in the season. And Matt Wood being tied for 5th among rookie scorers in the SPHL coming into tonight's game. 9 goals, 16 assists, so now he's got 10 and 17.
Right.
And I wonder how far, I'll research it during the break and see where that puts him now, because we've still got 40 minutes of hockey to go.
Matt Wood was one of the rookies that started the year we had 11 rookies to start this year, and no rookie can come in and be Connor McDavid. No rookie can. It took them a while to get enough confidence to be able to play the type of hockey they're playing now, but Matt Wood has suddenly come on and been playing great as of late. Wood with a pair of points tonight, a goal and an assist. He now has, as you said, 10 goals and 17 assists on the season. That would put him, there's only one other game being played tonight in the league, and that's Pensacola at Peoria. I don't think anybody off those two teams have a rookie in the scoring race. It'd be nice to see a Birmingham Bull with Rookie of the Year. I don't think I've ever seen that. I have seen Player of the Year, but Rookie of the Year is a different thing. And speaking of awards, if there is one, today C.J. Walker was named Player of the Month in the SPHL. We have some stats on him. C.J. has had a heck of a February, and if I'm not mistaken, Greg, he had, you've got it right there in front of you. C.J. Walker, well, I'm looking for it now. I apologize for you guys listening, but here we go. Walker had a 4-game goal-scoring streak broken in Pensacola. He was named Player of the Month, as I said today. Where is the stats? I just wrote this down. C.J. Walker has 14 goals. Well, he had 14, 17. Now he has
31.
So we'll get his February stats when we come back. I felt sure I had this down somewhere, but I guess I misspoke. Either way, C.J. Walker was named Player of the Month today in February. And as we go into the locker room to start, or for the end of the first intermission, he's been off the board now, but still a lot of good scoring opportunities. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of Bulls that have turned their game around from that slow start we had, the rookies especially, 11 rookies to start the year, Matt Wood being one of them, Sean Kennedy another, and there they are in the upper echelon in rookie scoring in this league. And
Well,
players we count on.
100%, Jody. And if you look at C.J. Walker and Drake Glover, who currently sit 14th and 15th in scoring, right? Each of them have 31 points, but Glover only has 30 games played, and C.J. Walker only has 25, compared to the other guys who are right around him in, say, 13 to 9, have 45, 47 games played. So you're talking about 20 games difference for C.J.
Yeah.
Walker and some of these other guys around
Well,
him.
C.J. spent a lot of time in the East Coast Hockey League, too. Here's the stats. C.J. Walker in the month of February had 5 goals and 10 assists, 15 points for February. He was also +7 and led the Bulls to a 7-2-1 record for the month of February. He beat out 9 other players for Player of the Month. He had 6 multi-point game, Gregs, in February alone, and he had 4 consecutive point games in that stretch as well. Birmingham, as I ask you to start this game, are we turning a corner? Are we in the process of turning a corner? Have we turned the corner? After 20 minutes of play, knowing that now we're up to 9 periods of hockey, Greg, and only giving up 1 goal, what are your thoughts on the Birmingham Bulls from the net out?
Well, Jody, I think you have to go back to kind of what we talked about when things weren't going so well. You know, we were struggling, and, you know, what do we do? And, you know, some people pushed the panic button.
Yeah,
other
I was
people
one of them, was at
packed their
first.
parachutes. And I said, you know what you got to do? You have to stop the bleeding, get everybody grounded, and just say, guys, we've got 1 goal tomorrow, and that's to be a little bit better than today. Not saying you have to go out and win tomorrow, just be better as a unit than you were the day before. And honestly, that's what the Bulls have progressively done. They haven't had any big dropbacks. You know, there were some growing pains along the way, but that's just part of maturity.
Well, I'll say this. We haven't talked about it, but I'll bring it up. You have to give a lot of credit to head coach Craig Simchuk. There was a time early on, and I talked to Craig multiple times daily, there was a time early on, I won't say he was worried, but I will say he was concerned about the progression and the maturity and the growing up of this hockey team being such a young one. To his credit, Greg, he did not panic. He did not start unloading the roster. He did not start looking for players in places he shouldn't.
Right.
He didn't start trying to trade players that would somehow balloon into
Wow.
something special like we've done in the past. He held on to this team. He coached them up. And now look where we are. We're still a long way from where he wants to be, he told me, but
Sure.
we're in so much better position today than we were mid-December.
And part of that, Jody, along with the concept, is you don't want to trade away young, inexperienced mistakes that have potential for older, I'm not going to say trash, but you know what I mean?
I know exactly
That's
what
on
you
their
mean.
way out. And, you know,
You got to
just
build your
wrap-
hockey team through these
100%.
young players.
Yep.
I remember, and Craig and I talk about this all the time, Buster Larson was a player that came in from Sweden and had troubles here in Birmingham. The only thing he did well in Birmingham was he had a nice shot, but he didn't want to take it. He's like the Ledzianko twins. He wanted to pass the puck before shooting it. He scored 1 goal for Birmingham in that far face-off circle to our left down here, and it was a nice one. That was one heck of a shot. 2 games later, he was waived, sent to Fayetteville. Fayetteville picked him up. 8 games after Fayetteville picked him up, they did the same thing. They waived him. Couldn't see anything special there. Nothing happened. But this was a young hockey player who was trying to find his way, gain some confidence and experience, and he found it in Huntsville and wound up leading that team in goal scoring.
Well, and part of that, Jody, is just getting used to the American game because the kid came over from Sweden. You
Right.
know what I mean? So you got a lot bigger rink. There's more ice. You can float around a little bit more, a lot less physical contact. And, I mean, honestly, he just didn't know how to handle that when he was here. So is it the places that he went, or is it just the number of games
Yes,
that
I
he
believe
had
that
to
now.
play to
Yep.
understand how the game operates and functions on a smaller rink and where his points of opportunity are? Because on those European rinks, you can hang it up because your windows of opportunity, especially in the high slot, are probably,
Well, do you remember, you and I spoke about this, and I've said it on the air. I'm not saying anything I haven't said before. I begged Craig Simchuk just to hold on, wait till February. Wait till early February, mid-January before he makes any decisions on these kids, and that's exactly what he wanted to do. It's hard when you're the head coach, I'm sure, to look at that record and think, I've got to do something. The pressure is on. But to his credit, he did do something, which was nothing. He allowed these kids a chance to get that experience, gain that experience, and gain that confidence that's needed that's turned into what it is today. So I give all the credit to Craig Simchuk. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. We have 10 more after tonight, 10 more regular season games, that is.
Well, and it's not that he didn't do anything, Jody, but it seemed like he didn't do anything.
He didn't panic.
Well, he didn't panic to a certain degree because there were big holes that opened up because of injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So it's not like somebody came in and had to replace somebody and do all that kind of stuff because guys went down. Guys were hurt. Olenek was out at the start of the year. Then Ledzianko goes down just as Olenek's getting back. And then Danny Waite, he goes out for a while. And, I mean, like the injury stats, we were just sitting here like, holy cow, where do we go from here? But because of those voids, that's where Simchuk made the calls and got some of those calls. Drake Glover pulls him off a fishing boat in Alaska and says, hey, man, come back and play hockey. And Glover's like, you know what? I need that back in my life. I'm not in shape. It doesn't matter. Meet us in wherever that road game was. You know what I mean? Glover goes straight there. The first time, he looked a little bit rough, but he still had the veteran presence and wherewithal to know where to be, even though his feet weren't under him yet. But now he's there, and that takes us to this piece that we've been kind of getting at, because you had Glover and Britton, but since Glover came in, the Bulls, 17 wins, 8 losses, and 1 shootout loss. Second best record for a team during that time period since he came in. Then you next, C.J. Walker, right? 16, 8, 0, and 1. The Bulls with Walker in the lineup. Kenny Britton, 12 and 6. So the bottom line is the stat of the day, the magic number is .750, because that's the win percentage the Bulls have had that got them back to 500 hockey a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Because, late November, Jody?
It was bad.
It was 327.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it was a bad batting average.
Well, we'll see what happens the rest of the way. I like what we've seen. We feel good about this hockey team and hope you do as well. 2-0 the score at the end of one period of play. Give us a couple of minutes to get a little bit of water, and we'll come back for the second period of play. Greg Drevany along with Jody Chernesky. We'll be back. Second period action in a few moments. This is Birmingham Bulls hockey.
Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo. Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
We're back. Live at Pelham. 2 minutes to go. In the second intermission, we'll be back to action. So we'll just give a quick update around the
Yeah,
league.
just one score, one other score
Yep.
besides ours.
Pensacola and Peoria. And Pensacola's been on a skid as of late.
Yep.
But they're figuring it out tonight, and they're neck and neck with Peoria 1-1 after the first minute of play.
Be nice to get a little
Dude.
help from Peoria there.
Yeah.
Pensacola is 3 points ahead of the Bulls coming into tonight. Both of us have played the exact same amount of games. So this is what I was talking about earlier in my introduction. These games can be 4-point games. A win tonight for Birmingham coupled with a Pensacola loss means we're still even in the games played column, but all of a sudden we're just 1 point back. So every game you play, and depending on what the teams that are chasing you and you're chasing do, seem to
Wow.
be insurmountable sometimes.
And that's a scary thing, Jody, when you look at the standings. The teams in 9th and 10th have 45
Right.
games played. So they have a possible 6 points to add
Yeah.
to their totals. And guess what? That puts them right back neck and neck with the 6th and 5th place
Exactly.
teams. So-
These teams that have 2 or 3 games in hand, and there will be after tonight since there's only 2 games, depending on what they do with those games in hand when they are played, it could really pull things even tighter. Every game becomes just so important for the Birmingham Bulls and all teams that are involved in this league.
100%. A lot of parity this year. It's good to see it. It makes for an
You know, you're
exciting
right.
season.
In years past, there's always been a couple of teams that had no
Right.
shot. It was just a matter of when do the playoffs start. It's not that way this year.
It's March, Jody.
Yeah.
April's right around the corner, and this one's going right down to the wire.
These two teams will play again 2 more times. It'll be the season-ending series for both April 3rd and 4th in Knoxville. But tonight we have 2 more periods to go. 40 minutes of action left. The next goal is going to be crucial in this game. It'll either pull Knoxville back to within 1 in a brand new hockey game or send the Bulls up by 3. And here we go. Second period action underway. Tipped into the Bull zone. Off the side of the net, played by Scahill on the far boards. Birmingham tried to get it out and couldn't. There's Stewart with a shot. The newcomer whips one wide. Played back behind the Bulls net. Matt Wood now has it along the near wall, and he'll put it back into the Knoxville zone. Icing will be called as Billy Roach goes back. And just as you said, Greg, Knoxville looked different for the first 30 seconds of that. They put the pressure on forechecking-wise in the Bulls.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. As soon as that one came in, hit those back boards, Jody, and that funny bounce out there, I was like, please don't come back out across the goal line. It didn't. It hit the back of the net. But you're right. So far in the series this year, the 5 games that they played, the Bulls have a 3-2 lead, Jody. And those 3 games left remaining in this season are big ones for both.
Off the draw, Knoxville has it, far boards. A cut behind the net, Billy Roach with it. He's pressured on the play by Sinclair, cost it up, but it came right in front of Stewart. Played by Knoxville. Down deep, Doug Scott goes in after it. Roach is there as well. Now, Sinclair fighting for it. Puck comes free to Glover. He'll tip it back to Scott. Off the stick of Matt Wood, who only had Roach back. Played behind the Knoxville net. Matt Wood has it. Nobody in front. Puck taken away from him. And back comes Knoxville now through center ice. Played along the far boards. Big hit there on Branshaw by Gagnon. Cost the puck up, and Dapprich has it for Birmingham. Ahead to Kipledzianko, who gets hit on the play, but gets the puck over to Waite. Back to Gagnon. Gagnon in front looking for a tip. Maybe should have shot that one. Played by Birmingham in the near corner. Waite's shot, or a pass over for Gagnon. Gets past everyone. Now it's loose at center ice. Played by Knoxville. Timmy Kent with the puck. Dapprich takes it away from him. Knoxville gets it right back. Troy Button slides it behind the Bulls net. Comes along the near boards. Played by C.J. Walker ahead to Kipledzianko, who chips it back into the Knoxville zone. 18 and a half to go, second period. Walker intercepts that clearing pass, plays it down low. Return for Walker, comes back. Shot taken, save made by Flodell. Now Walker behind the net. He loses possession. It's picked up by Jarrett Cupp. He'll slide it over for Jimmy Soper. And back comes Knoxville through center ice. Timmy Kent hit on the play by Olenek. He'll just dump it in deep. Youngworth with it. Off the skate of Soreski and Gronick, played now by Knoxville. They'll bring it right back in the Bull zone. Westcott gets it to Gaeta. Gaeta had to dodge a stick, cuts behind the Bulls net. Holds on, takes a shot, loose puck right in front, cleared by the Bulls defense to the far boards.
Good play there by Youngworth to break that one up, Jody. Holy cow.
Soreski with the puck, 3-4 men back for Knoxville. They'll force him to dump it in, played behind the net, picked up by the Ice Bears. Westcott now through center ice. He'll slide it over for Osick in front. Westcott has it. That shot just deflected far post wide. And so we'll have a face-off in the Birmingham zone. Knoxville does, Greg, look like a different team here in this second period. Birmingham, it's not that they're back on their heels, but Knoxville's bringing the fight to them where they didn't in the first.
You got to be careful of that little bit of a lull they got in the first 20 minutes, Jody, because you see Knoxville definitely got the salts out in between the first and second, and they're coming out here with something to prove.
McGregor Sinclair on the draw opposite Jared Westcott. Westcott controls, gets it back on his defense for Roach. Roach still holds on to the puck. He'll just turn and send it in, deflected wide of Stewart. Loose puck picked up by Gagnon, and he'll lift one to center ice and out. Billy Roach and Drake Glover going in after it into the near corner. Glover comes out with it, tried a centering pass for Sinclair, comes back to Gagnon, takes the shot. That one is, I guess the save was made, so much traffic in front. Flodell comes up with it and puts the glove on it. Birmingham will have a face-off deep into the Knoxville zone. Now, Logan Flodell, playing in his first game for Knoxville, as we said, he's given up a pair of goals, but Greg, it's not that I'm impressed or not, but he hasn't looked in trouble at all.
No.
He's played well.
He's calm, cool, collected, and like I said, there's a difference of a bad goal and a great goal, and on that first goal, I think everybody just fell asleep, and the guy came in one-on-one, and Woods just beat him.
And Drake Glover's goal, that was just amazing. Off the shot, taken off the draw, cleared by Knoxville through center ice, going in after it. picked up by the Bulls. They'll slap it near side. Kyle Soper with it. He'll send it right back in. Stewart will play it for Gagnon. Gagnon to Sinclair, ahead for Drake Glover, who'll send it into the far corner. Dapprich going in after from his defensive position. Lilliquist takes it away from him. And off the stick of Stewart, Gagnon will pick up the loose puck for Kenny Britton. Britton seeing his first ice time of the second period. Ahead through center ice. Soretsky has it. For Dapprich. Dapprich just slams one around the board. Stopped by Flodell, and he'll play it himself along the far side. Kenny Britton has it. Behind the net for Soretsky. Nobody in front, so he'll slide it back far side. Picked up there by Knoxville. Big hit over there by Britton causes the turnover. Picked up by Myers. Myers curls away from Lilliquist. Back for Soretsky. Takes the shot. Save made by Flodell. He didn't glove it, but it did hit his mitt. He calmly just went down to his knees and covered it up. Birmingham will have another face-off in the Knoxville zone.
Yeah, and oddly enough, Jody, I was like, who's our big forward that we picked up there around the net front? And it was Creeman. It was our defenseman.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy cow.
It's
Good.
nice to see that presence, though, that size presence. We haven't seen that much in the last few years for Birmingham. Danny Wade on the draw for the Bulls. He'll be opposite Jimmy Soper, the captain of Knoxville, who controls it. Troy Button picks it up. He'll give it up far side. Knocked down by Wade. Loose puck picked up by Youngworth. Off the stick of Kip Ledzianko, he'll just dump it right back into the Knoxville zone. Jared Cupp with it ahead for Tyler Williams. He's knocked off the play by Kip Ledzianko. Walker will take the puck away. And Danny Wade calmly and slowly slides one in behind the Knoxville net, played by Cupp near side for Soper. He loses it. Wade just fires one as he spun around and took the shot. An easy save there made by Flodell. And the left-hander gets the mid on it, and we'll do it again. 15-10 to go, second period. Birmingham 2, Knoxville nothing.
And they're slowly ticking away with this shots on goal, Jody.
Yep.
Now we're, 19-6 on the shot clock, and the Bulls continuing to pressure. But in this second period, in the first 5 minutes, it seems like it's been a lot more even than 4-2.
Face off in the Knoxville zone. Loose puck comes right back for Knoxville. They'll play it far side. Branshaw ahead for Stewart. Stewart plays it near side for Tosto. Return for Stewart, deflected in, and Stewart, Hayden that is for Birmingham, had to be alert. He got that left skate out and made the save, and with 14:57 to go, we'll have our first media timeout of the second period. I will say this for the two Stewarts. Knoxville picked up Tyler Stewart off the college wires after his season was over with. He's had a lot of ice time, Greg, and he doesn't look out of place.
No.
He made a nice play then. Stewart just made a better one on that left skate save.
Definitely, and you talk about Hayden Stewart and the Bulls goaltending tandem, where Stewart, as of late, in the last 6 games, he started that strong run. Joseph, he had a big run there, the end of January into February, and then Stewart came in when Joseph let off the gas a little bit. Stewart jumped in, picked it right back up, and Jody, you add that last period to the total, and that's 1 goal in 9 periods against for the Bulls. So you talk about playoff games. You don't want to go into the playoffs with a mindset that, hey, we have to score 6 or 7 tonight and have an 8-7
I don't want to do that in regular
win.
season.
No, absolutely not. But the Bulls are figuring it out from the blue paint out, and that's exactly what you have to do, because championships are won on goaltending and defense.
I don't know of a Stanley Cup that's ever been won that didn't have a netminder that basically won it for you. Off the draw in the Bull zone, controlled by Birmingham. Scahill gets it ahead, past Olenek and Roach. It'll get back in deep. Billy Roach looked a little slow right there trying to get back with it. He took a shot off the ankle in the first period. Now Tosto goes over to check on him, but icing was called as Roach touched it up. He'll stay on the ice. 14:50 to go, second period.
And Jody, I just got to say this is, back in the day, Mike Palmetier versus Ken Dryden. I love Mike Palmetier.
You're really back in the day.
But holy cow, what a difference Ken Dryden made for the Canadians.
We're talking 70s hockey people, so that ages us a little bit, but that's okay. Off the draw, Knoxville had it, lost it. Birmingham dumps it deep. Soretsky and 2 men going after it. Soretsky grabbed the hold of Tosto. Could have had a penalty call. Back to the blue line, played by Scott. On the far boards, Roach pins it against the board. Gronick coming in, tried to body him off the puck. Branshaw as well tries to come in. Gagnon for Birmingham. Finally, the puck squirts free. Knoxville picks it up, and it's played by Tyler Stewart. He'll pop one into the far corner. Doug Scott back for Birmingham to pick it up. Banks went off the boards and out. Gronick has it for Birmingham. Nobody there to pass it to, so he just backhands one and lost possession. As it's played now by the Bulls. Sinclair will pick it up. He'll bring it back into the Knoxville zone. He gets past Mickle. Sinclair takes the shot. That one whistles off the shoulder of Flodell. Played now by Mickle. He'll get ahead to Tyler Stewart, who skates away. Osick will tap one into the Bull zone. Line change for Knoxville. Gagnon has the loose puck for Birmingham. Plays it for Sinclair. Loses possession. Westcott has it. Gets around Gagnon. Westcott cuts behind the net. Centers one for Osick. Gets past him, and Sinclair finds the loose puck ahead to Wood. Off of his stick, played now by Lilliquist, and right back into the Bull zone. The puck is sent. Far boards a shot. Stewart tried to clear it, had to hustle back to his net as that puck was shot in by Westcott. Stewart had to make a save based on his own shot, or his own pass.
He's just trying to add to his shot total, Jody.
Played now by Jarrett Cupp in his own zone. Cupp gets it ahead. Tipped into the Bull zone by Kent. Gagnon has it for Birmingham. Circles out around the near side of the net, off the boards to Walker, who'll tip it in. Button picks the loose puck up. He'll drop it for Cupp. Cupp lost the puck. Played by the Bulls. That was Waite. Back to Youngworth. His shot is blocked. He'll pick up his own rebound. Youngworth cuts behind the Knoxville net. Hauled down right in front of Derek Calise. No call, and I believe that wasn't a call because the first 2 penalties of this game were on Birmingham, or power plays for Birmingham.
Yeah.
But that one right there was clear as day, Greg. Now a puck played behind the net. Jarrett Cupp has it. That was more of a penalty than the last one where
100%.
Olenek went down. Now in front of the Bulls bench, Kent knocked out the play by Kipladzianko. Walker takes it there. C.J. Walker and Troy Button with the puck now. Slides it around far boards for Kent. Kent gives it up near side for Jimmy Soper, just inside the Bulls' blue line. Off the boards, Crimmin plays it on the far side for Waite. Waite banks one off the boards down the ice. This is going to be an icing call. And Greg, do you think, I'm not afraid to say so, that last call was a missed call. It was right in front of the referee himself, and he didn't make the call. Do you really think it's because he had called the 2 previous penalties on Knoxville that resulted in a power play goal for Birmingham?
Sure. Absolutely. I mean,
it's human nature, I guess, but that's the only explanation I can come up with.
Well, and that's what they call that, Jody, is are you reffing what you see, or are you reffing the game and the clock? You know what I mean? If you look at the clock and the Bulls had a power play goal, they're up 2 power plays to 0. I guarantee you that factors in a little bit.
Off the draw, Crimmin plays it far side for Danny Waite. Nice pass over for Myers. He couldn't control it, so he'll just take it and send it in. His deep pass taken away, though, by Knoxville as it never got back past the goal line. Advance gets it ahead for Kyle Soper. Kyle Soper slides one over. There's a shot from Craig, goes wide. Played behind the net. Doug Scott has it for Birmingham. He'll circle behind the Bulls net. Gets away from Osick, and he'll slide around the far boards at the blue line. Kyle Soper keeps it alive. Birmingham will take that puck, though, and slide it back into the Knoxville zone where it's played by Vance. Now Doug Scott waits for his players to clear the zone, sends it in deep, played by Flodell. Long pass ahead, looking for Denver Craig, intercepted by the Bull Scahill. Wood goes in after it deep. He finds the puck behind the Knoxville net. Wood steps out this side, centers one out in front, tried a little soft pass, it worked, but no one there but Knoxville, and back comes Knoxville into the Bull zone. Osick had a bounce off his skate from the pass from Denver Craig. Doug Scott has it, gets away from one man, brings it in 2-on-1 with Woods, slides it over for Wood just behind him, played now by Glover far side. His shot off the blocker of Flodell, now played back at center ice. Tosto sends one into the far corner. Gagnon will get there first. Slides it over for his partner, Scahill, ahead to C.J. Walker. To Kip Ledzianko, top of that face-off circle. Kip spins, lost possession, gets it right back. Gives it up for Walker. For Sinclair in front, looking for Kip. His shot got off, but it was wide. Dapprich has it. He'll play it far side. A dangerous pass, but it connects with Gagnon. Now it's played down low, picked up by Tosto. Banks went off the boards. Loose puck to the slot, picked up by Birmingham. Now Wade has it. Centers one in front for Walker. He's tripped on the play again. No call. It's getting to be a little, I don't want to say ridiculous, but it's clear. Now Dapprich has it, sends one over in front for Gagnon. His shot deflected wide. I got to be careful the way I describe it. That's two penalties that should have been called, Greg, that weren't. Now it's played by Lilliquist. He banks one off the glass and out. Gagnon will pick it up for the Bulls. Loose puck at center ice, played by Knoxville, but not back in. Gagnon, a nice job to shovel it right back out. Tosto spins and sends one in. Timmy Kent picks it up into the near corner. He avoids a big hit. Back to the point, played by Soper. His shot goes wide. That Dapprich had him lined up. Coughed up the puck because of it. Now Birmingham. Olenek goes down on the play. Stick got up on him. Colton comes off. This is where you get in trouble. You could lose control of the game. Now Gronick takes out his man, Troy Button, as the puck is played back into the Birmingham zone. When you lose, there's icing is called on Knoxville. When you stop calling penalties that are obvious,
right?
The first one, maybe the players get a little annoyed. The second one, they're yelling and questioning. Now you see Olenek on the bench screaming and yelling at whoever that was that gave him the high stick. This is when you could come in danger of losing control of this game and the players taking over, policing themselves.
Tempers are going to flare, Jody,
Sure.
And you're right. If the calls aren't going to be made, then the players are going to handle
Exactly.
it, and you're going to have a worse high-pressure situation that's going to erupt from all this as opposed to making those initial calls. Penalties are penalties. You got to call them. But, Jody, just popping in on this real quick, kind of an interesting name in Denver, Craig, right?
Right.
So I'm sitting there like, who calls their kid Denver? Where are they from? Are they from Colorado? Like, John Denver?
Right.
Or from West Virginia?
Yeah.
But Denver is from Carp, Ontario.
As in the fish?
As in the fish. Do you know where Carp, Ontario is?
I lived in Ontario 5 years, never heard of it.
So,
Never.
Carp, Ontario is a little place, 1,500 people, about 30 kilometers for Canadian terms from Ottawa. So,
About 20 miles, in other words.
right.
Face off in the Knoxville zone. Gronick for Birmingham gets it free, comes in front, sends one off the skate.
Wow.
A Flodell. A nice play by Kyron Gronick. He calmly got possession of that puck after it was dropped, cut in front of the net, right into the blue paint. Just couldn't get enough of that shot off, forehand to backhand.
Well, Jody, I'm telling you, Flodell is holding him in this one, and I'm really impressed with how he's been holding on, the composure that he showed, even on that last play, getting sucked over to the left side, and then having the wherewithal to push back with that right leg and kick it out. Great save.
Off the draw, Kenny Britton with a shot, save, made, rebound, got behind Flodell, but it cleared.
Yep.
Back to the blue line by Crimmin. Soretsky has it. Back to Crimmin. He takes a shot. Flodell had lost his stick, but the puck went wide.
Puck hit his stick. Unbelievable.
Now in front, played by Troy Button. He'll throw one out to Osick. Brings it into the Bull zone. Gaeta cruising in front. Has the deflection just over top of the net. You saw him cruising in from the left wing side unattended. He got the shot off. Gaeta will send it right back in. Stewart will play it for Youngworth. Youngworth can't clear the puck. Branshaw has it in front, deflected by Westcott, just far post wide. Osick has it. He'll cut behind the net. Knoxville cruising and out on the ice now in the Bull zone, loose behind the netminder Hayden Stewart. Glover and Crimmin tying up their man. Glover trying to poke it free with all he's worth. Finally he does, but it comes back to Carson Vance, the former teammates in both Fayetteville and Birmingham. Along the near side, Birmingham can't get it out. Carson Vance pinching in, keeps it alive for Westcott down low. In front for Vance, he fanned on the shot, and the puck comes back into the Knoxville zone.
I like that defensive play that series back there by Kremen, Jody.
Now bringing it back. Denver Craig had it poked away from him by Scahill. Kip Ledzianko picks the loose puck up. He'll cut through the slot, poked away from him. Kyle Soper had it, lost it. He'll pick the puck up, brings it in to the Bull zone. A nice play by C.J. Walker, keeps that shot from going in on Stewart. Now Walker had it poked away from him by Kyle Stewart. Kyle Soper is really on a mission. Now he and Walker pushing and shoving. There's a shot over for C.J. Walker in front, score!
Wow.
Birmingham picked the loose puck up at center ice. Walker to Kip Ledzianko, and they're not going to mess that play up too often, and they didn't then. Kip Ledzianko back on the board for Birmingham, scoring his 15th goal of the year, giving Birmingham a 3-0 lead.
And there's Walker, Jody. You talked about him earlier, but Walker got mixed up with Soper at the far blue line.
Yeah.
Soper grabbed a hold of him, got in a little bit of a headlock, and Walker just let it go. He saw what Ledzianko had up ahead in the open ice, and he jumped, got off like a shot, turned that into a 2-on-1 with a nice little give to Ledzianko, who made no mistake.
I believe 13-17 the time of that goal. That's Kip's 15th goal of the season, adding to his total. He came into this game 4th in the league in scoring, just adding to it. Birmingham sends it in deep. Robin Lilliquist will pick it up. He'll slide it around the near board. Scahill pinching in, keeps it there. Birmingham putting the offensive pressure on. They're not taking the foot off the gas pedal. Around the far boards, Lilliquist tried to kick it free. It gets to Timmy Kent, and Kent will clear it. Passes over for Tyler Williams. Top of the face-off circle in the Bull zone. Takes a shot. Deflected high. Past Stewart. Played along the far boards. Behind the net, Jimmy Soper sends a pass over. Shot made by Williams. A better save by Hayden Stewart. There's a pass for Soper. Tipped away from him, and it goes behind the net. Played by Scahill. Scahill and Kent fighting for it. Scott has the puck now. Knoxville starting to put some forechecking pressure in their own offensive zone. Laboring back to touch the puck was Cole Mickle, the newcomer. He touches up. And now Knoxville, I guess, has no choice, Greg, being down 3-0 with 5.5 to go here in the second. They're going to have to start taking some chances in the offensive zone.
Well, they are, Jody, and they're going to open it up. Be interesting to see if they continue with that physical prowess they've been bringing here, because 3 isn't 4, but when you get down by 4, you go to war. And be interesting to see how Knoxville plays this last 5 minutes here in the second period.
1 power play goal for Birmingham in the first period late. 2 regular or even strength goals have given the Bulls a 3-0 lead. 5.5 to go. There's a shot deflected right in on Stewart, and there's a wraparound score.
I thought
Tyler Stewart
Jody.
had the wraparound and made the save. Hayden Stewart did, but the rebound just right onto the stick of Knoxville's Tosto, and he put a high backhander in and gets Knoxville on the board. 3-1, now Birmingham leads.
Yeah, and that play right there, Jody, by Knoxville looked like what the Bulls have been seeing around Knoxville's goal all night. Came around, wrap around Stewart, good job getting across, made the save, the puck came out, and then there just wasn't anybody there.
Yeah.
I thought Stewart had that one. Holy cow, he exploded across there, but just didn't get it.
5:26 to go, second period. Birmingham now leading 3-1. That 2-goal lead is right back in after we got the 3-goal lead. Now Birmingham puts the puck back into the Knoxville zone. Played far side. Drake Glover has it. Back at the point to Gagnon. Gagnon slides one in, sent aside by Flodell. Dapprich couldn't keep the puck in, and Glover will come back, play it for Gagnon. He'll bring it right back in. Shot the puck near side. Stewart had it taken away from him. Matt Wood with it. Gives it up to Glover. Down low, it's played for Sinclair. Spins away from one man. Holds on to the puck. Slides one over to Gagnon. Bounces one off the boards, trying to pass out in front to Woods. Is intercepted, though, by Cup. Tosto gets it ahead to Stewart. Stewart sends a nice pass over for Tosto. Poked away from him. There's a shot from the point by Roach. Sticked aside by Hayden Stewart. C.J. Walker takes the hit, manages to get the puck out for the moment. Right back in, Knoxville will send it. 4.5 to go, second period. Birmingham 3, Knoxville 1. Robin Lilliquist ahead for Gaeta. Down on the play, far side. Westcott just tripped. He'll deflect one in, right in on Hayden Stewart. Crimmin picks it up for the Bulls. Plays it far side, Kipledzianko. Tried to get it to Walker. It gets past him too high. Lilliquist goes down.
Okay, so they're even.
Penalty could have been called, that wasn't. Played back into the Bull zone. Crimmin backhands one over for Youngworth. For Kipledzianko ahead to Walker. CJ pops one in off the boards, played by Soretsky. He'll circle far side, backhands one over near side for Gronick. He's pinned up against the board by Westcott. Still held up there. Gronick tried to push Westcott away from the puck. Birmingham's Olenek comes up with the puck. Right back underneath of Gronick and Westcott. Played back now for Youngworth. Sends one over for Crimmin. Now Olenek turns, he fires one. That's deflected wide. Back behind the net, Bulls play it. Crimmin with the puck, circles through the slot, gets away from one. Crimmin takes the shot. That one goes high and wide and out of play. Birmingham applying the pressure offensively in the Knoxville zone, but nothing to show for it. 3:10 to go, second period.
Well, I like that high cycle there, Jody.
Yep.
And once again, on the offensive side, Kremen making some good plays defensively down there. He's sound. He doesn't try and do anything flashy. He doesn't jump and try and overrush the puck. But when he gets opportunities down low, you can see the guy can get in there. And for a bigger stature guy, he can stick handle through traffic. Got a good hard shot off there. It was just a little wide. That last goal, 14:34, Jody, Knoxville's goal, was Blake Tosto, number 16, assisted by 44, Tyler Stewart, and number 22, Jason Brancho.
Tyler Stewart's had a heck of a game for his first one as a professional for Knoxville. He's very noticeable on the ice. Birmingham's Logan Dapprich as well. Coming into this game, first game as a pro defensively, he's played well, and as well as Scott Kremen, both getting a lot of ice time, which is what you want to see. You want to see what they can do in pressure situations.
Well,
first game or not.
And even in the first period, Jody, you know, I liked what I saw, but I really like what I see in the second period from both of them, because it kind of took a period to settle in a little bit and just get a little more solid in some of the decisions and the way they're doing. You don't have to do too much. Just
off the draw, Tyler Williams has it for Knoxville. Slowly through center ice, he'll put it back into the Bull zone. Right back out the puck comes. Carson Vance with it, slides it over far side and right back into the near corner. Going in after it's Jimmy Soper. He sends a shot for Williams. He has it, cuts behind Hayden Stewart, curls away from Scott. Tyler Williams holds on to the puck. Still with the puck, Glover couldn't poke it away from him. Tyler Williams, nifty skating, holds on to that puck with better stick handling. Still with the puck. Back at the point it's played. There's a shot loose now in front, knocked down, and Birmingham's Doug Scott clears it back into the Knoxville zone. Tyler Williams really put on a clinic of skating and stick handling on that shift. Danny Waite couldn't keep it alive. Mickle slides it over. And it's played by Carson Vance. Jimmy Soper's pass is intercepted by Waite. Gives it to C.J. Walker. Tried to get it back to Waite. Knocked away, though, by Flodell. Back at the blue line. It gets past Gagnon. He'll put it in, but Birmingham has to retreat. As that was almost an intentional offside. It was. But Birmingham vacates the zone. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Birmingham up 3-1. Puck gets past Tyler Stewart, back into the Bull zone, and as Dapprich touches up, icing is called on Knoxville. Your thoughts so far on at least the newcomers for Birmingham?
I like them all, Jody. I think they all bring something a little bit different, but what I like about them is they're solid and they haven't made any oblivious mistakes yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no nervous mistakes. Passes to the slot, things like that. They've just played it solid. It looks like they've been well coached, and I like it.
Now off the draw, Kremen has it. He'll spin around and fire it around the boards. Behind the net, it's played. Picked up by Tyler Stewart. Youngworth takes it away. Kremen has it. He'll put it right back in deep. Mickle is there along with Jimmy Soper. Now it's loose. Kipledzianko tries to tie up Jimmy Soper, who'll skate it. Gets it ahead to Stewart. Stewart brings it in. He gets past Youngworth. Look out. Takes a shot off the left arm of Hayden Stewart. And Kipladzianko tips it back down. Stewart looks like, at least for Knoxville, he belongs in this league. Now it's played by Billy Roach. Roach curls far side, gets away from Waite. Crimmin back defensively. Sends one through the slot, no one there. Played off the boards. Jared Cup back behind the net. Roach is there. Centers a pass looking for Stewart. Knocked down, though, by Crimmin. Loose puck along the near side boards. Played by Birmingham, but not out. Cups fires one, just Benson fires a wrister. Low, gloved by Hayden Stewart, and he'll squeeze it for a face-off. 45.6 seconds remaining here in the second period of play.
And Cup got a hold of that one, Jody. Good thing for Hayden Stewart. There's no traffic in that shooting lane. Good hard shot by Cup. And Stewie just gloved that one down. And we're back off to the races. We'll have a face-off down here to Hayden Stewart's right with 45.6 seconds to go here in the second period.
McGregor Sinclair, for all the important face-offs, you're going to see
Yep.
McGregor Sinclair out there. This one deep in the bull zone, controlled by Sinclair. Gagnon will pick it up. He'll bank one out, and back comes Soretsky. Back to pick it up, though. They'll call icing on the Bulls, which I kind of don't understand. Jared Cup had eased up
Right.
defensively for Knoxville. He wasn't going in after the puck. He was more concerned about screening off McGregor Sinclair. But they'll call the icing, and back in the bull zone we go.
Well, and Sinclair won that draw clean, Jody. And if you notice, he didn't drop down. I wonder if he's changed his
You're right.
face-off a little bit. He's been winning a lot, but I haven't been noticing him like before. He was down at every one. You see
Off
what I
the
mean?
draw, yep, Sinclair wins again. Birmingham just opts to clear off the body of Cup. It comes to Westcott, far side. Gaeta missed it. Whistle is blown. Offside
Yeah.
will be the call. Osick is arguing the point. I don't know why, because Birmingham was in possession of the puck anyway.
Right.
28 seconds left in this period.
And that one was just Gaeta coming across there, Jody, and it looked like he handcuffed himself with his feet backing up. And holy cow, the puck came all the way through with the far wall. Birmingham would have been gone. So good thing for Knoxville that did get blown dead.
Now behind the play, Colton Olenek, and a little shoving match and a positioning match with Derek Osick. They'll wait to drop the puck, and it's dropped, and Sinclair wins again for Birmingham. Puck shoveled to center ice. Jared Cup gets it ahead to Westcott, who backhands one in. Gagnon will play it. We're down to 15 seconds. Kept alive, though, by Knoxville. Westcott goes down in front. I'm surprised nothing was called then. Birmingham clears the puck right in on Flodell, who puts the stick down horizontally, makes the save. 5 seconds to go. One last shot all the way down off the side of the net for Stewart. And that'll do it for the second period. Stewart wanted an icing call, but none will be forthcoming. The arm was up on the linesman, but such little time was left. I don't think it matters, Greg.
Yeah, I get the feeling, Jody, that there's a couple factors maybe that are working into this game so far from the standpoint. But one, you know, it's a Thursday night. We got a decent crowd for a Thursday night.
For a Thursday, yeah.
2265 in the building. That's the attendance for tonight. But you get that feeling kind of like I did coming from work. You know what I mean? It's almost like that's how the game's getting ref, that if they have to blow the whistle, they will, but unless they absolutely have to, they're just kind of putting
Yeah,
their,
maybe.
you know.
I was always taught and told, and I actually believe this when I think about it, the best officiated games are the ones where you don't even notice the referees on the ice.
That's true.
You allow the players to take control of the game and do things at least within reason. And there's been a couple of missed calls, and one that really irked me, but I'll get over it. But still, 20 minutes to go. You really want the players deciding what happens this last 20 minutes. I hope that he swallowed his whistle in the second period.
Right.
You agree with me?
Keep it gone.
Keep it that way.
Because, and the missed calls, Jody, yeah, two for the Bulls were missed,
Yeah.
but there were
a couple
two
that could
other
have went the other way.
opportunities that
Yeah.
could have went the other way in a game. You know those games where you sit there, you're like, holy cow, it's 3.5 hours,
Yeah.
and we're still in the third period with 10 minutes to go. One of those games, you're going to get those rinky-dink penalties and play it out. But I'm like, you know what? No harm, no foul. Let's get it going. We got 20 minutes of hockey to play to wrap this one up.
Birmingham out shooting Knoxville through 2 periods, 23-13, lead on the scoreboard 3-1. What does Birmingham need to do to protect that lead while at the same time go after more?
I think you just want to keep playing the way that you're playing, because what we haven't seen, Jody, there hasn't been any cheating from defense to offense. You know what I mean? With D trying to make a play or stick handle through one too many guys in order to make a play to open something up. And they've really done a good job just making the simple plays. And yeah, is it pretty? No, but I will take steady over flashy any given night. And right now, that's how the Bulls are playing. They're just playing solid, you know?
Well, that'll do it for 2 periods. We're going to take a break. We kind of missed one there at the end of that first intermission. We kept running our mouths and talked through the entire intermission. We can't do that this time.
People couldn't get up and go grab their coffee and popcorn or whatever it is.
Well, I couldn't. And, you know, it's that time of the year, at least in Alabama, when the pollen starts presenting itself and your throat starts getting scratchy. And I remember 2 years ago, Greg, I was in Evansville, Indiana, doing a game between Evansville and Birmingham, and I literally lost my voice. There was a time here during that same period where you had to pick up for me because I could not speak.
Right.
And it was just that time of the year. This early springtime, it happens. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to try and conserve my voice at least through this second intermission and see if we can get through. The next time Birmingham plays, the next 2 nights, that is, it'll be on the road. This will be Birmingham's last home game until next week. Birmingham will be in Macon tomorrow night and Saturday night for a couple of key games. Then we come back home next weekend for a pair at home against Roanoke. And then the following weekend, a pair against Pensacola. That'll do it for home games, though. The last home game regular season for Birmingham will be the weekend of March 20th and 21st. We play both those nights. The remainder of the year, we're on the road. So if you're coming out, you better get out quickly. After this, very few home games left. But 20 minutes of action coming up, a very important 20 minutes of action for both teams. 3-1 the score at the end of 2 periods of play at Birmingham Bulls hockey. This is Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveny. Stay with us, everyone.
Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, make the family proud. About to jump the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good guys win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo. Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Glad up is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to jump the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good guys win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo. tonight. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls Country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls Country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo. Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Glide up is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls Country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls Country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls Country, rulers of Cahaba.
All right, back at the Pelham Civic Complex, Jody Cherneski here along with Greg Drevany. as we're set for the final 20 minutes at least of regulation time between Knoxville and Birmingham. 3-1 the score, Birmingham on top. In that first period, a couple of goals by Birmingham, one at 27 seconds into the game. Matt Wood scores his 10th of the year, assisted by Doug Scott, fresh off his return from the East Coast Hockey League. And then a late goal at 19:23. Drake Glover scores his 16th of the year on the power play. Assist by Matt Wood and Jordan Gagnon. Birmingham got up 3-0 in the second period at 13-17 as Kip Ledzianko adds to his total, who came into this game fourth in the scoring in the SPHL. He gets his 15th goal of the year. Assists on the play go to Danny Waite and another to Doug Scott. Knoxville cut into the Birmingham lead and made it 3-1. 14:34 of the second period, a goal by Blake Tosto, who himself is back from the East Coast Hockey League. His 11th of the year. Assist on the play comes to newcomer Tyler Stewart, as well as Jason Branshaw, and that's where we stand, 3-1 Birmingham, as we're about to start the second period of play. What's going on in Pensacola and Peoria, Greg?
Yeah, Peoria is not really helping us out too much, Jody. Pensacola's up 4-2 after the second. So, very important for the Bulls to win this one in regulation.
All right, we're about set for the drop of the puck here and start the third period of play. Tosto out along with McGregor Sinclair. And a big 20 minutes of play for both teams, actually, not just Birmingham. Off the draw, Bulls control. Scott will slide it over for Scahill, and Wood will tap it into the Knoxville zone. Flodell plays it dangerously off the board, almost popped right out in front of his own net, but it does escape the zone where Birmingham tips it in, taken away by Knoxville. Galletta drops it back for Branshaw. I don't think he was expecting it, and he gets past everyone back into the Knoxville zone. Bulls at center ice, play it. Connor Scahill for McGregor Sinclair. He tips it in. He'll come off the ice for a change. Played by Knoxville, near side. Kent drops it for Tosto. Danny Waite on him, takes the puck away. I'm not sure if he got his stick up high. He did. He's telling right in the face mask. Kip Ledzianko undresses Mickle, brings it in the zone. Near corner, takes the hit from Vance. There's a centering pass, gets past everyone, and off the stick of Daprich into the stands and out of play. Did you see the high stick? I just saw the aftermath of it.
Yeah, I think it was one of those ones, Jody. It might have been a little bit of a delayed reaction by Waite there.
He's still complaining about it. He's trying to show the referee.
Well, not saying it didn't happen, but I think it happened when they got tied up and he tried to get around him, and then Waite caught him up by the visor, and like I said, it's just a little bit.
Well, they did get.
Yeah, they got the penalty.
High sticking is the call, so Birmingham on their third power play of the night. I was wondering what they whistled. I thought it was icing, but they whistled the play dead as Knoxville touches it up, and Birmingham back on the power play. They're 1 for 2 coming into this third one of the night. Scahill with the puck. He'll dump it in deep. Out of his net, Flodell stops it, holds on to it, and he'll play it near side for Jimmy Soper. Taken away from him by Waite. Centers a pass for Walker. His shot whistles high and wide. Jimmy Soper picks up the puck, tries to clear it out. Nice play by Soreski to keep it alive. And down on the play with C.J. Walker. Knoxville couldn't clear. Danny Waite, top of the face-off circle. Score! What a wrister! Danny Waite, top of the face-off circle, nearest to us. Just whistled one with seeing eyes past the left arm of Logan Flodell, giving the Bulls back a 3-goal lead.
And Jody, that was one where you saw the shot selection from the slot. They tried to go high, they go high, they go high, and I'm like, I wish they would bring it down. And Waite stepped in, a quick wrister just over the pad, below the blocker of Flodell, and that is a dagger, and we'll see how Knoxville responds to that with the Bulls going up 4-1.
Danny Waite's 8th goal of the season on the power play. Second power play goal of the night for the Bulls at 1:29. We'll get the assist in a moment. Knoxville brings it right back in. Score just like that. A centering pass from Osick to Westcott. Osick giving Gagnon a little little lip service there, but Greg,
Yep.
we couldn't even enjoy that lead of
Nope.
3 goals again. Just quickly, 11 seconds later, Knoxville cuts the lead back down to 2.
And it was just one of those things, Jody, where it was on the tip of my tongue to talk
Gosh.
about Flodell and say,
Come on.
quick off the draw at the start of the periods, he hasn't made those saves that he makes deeper into the periods. And then Knoxville turns around, and they do the same thing all the way back. 4-2 game, 18-11 here to go in the third
Well, as
period.
Birmingham got that 3-0 lead in the second, just a minute later,
Right.
Knoxville cut it to 3-1, and now this one 12 seconds later. Vance plays the puck in his own zone. Wood takes the pass away. Birmingham with pressure in the Knoxville zone. Gets it back at the blue line. There's a shot from Scahill. It deflected into the netting, out of play. I didn't even get to enjoy that goal, Greg.
Right.
The assist on the play we'll get coming up. First, a Birmingham goal from Danny Wade, assisted by Scahill and Soreski. Who got the assist on the Knoxville goal from Westcott?
So it was Westcott from Carson Vance. And Jody, that was just 28 seconds later. You're right. You didn't even have time to get back in your chair,
No.
and it was already 4-2.
Birmingham time of that goal was 1:12. 1:40 the time of the goal for Knoxville, and back to that 2-goal lead, which I don't like at all. But I'll take at this point. Off the draw, Knoxville plays it far side. Kyle Soper. He'll drop it back for Cup. He lifts one into the Bull zone. Crimmin has to hurry up and get it. Branshaw may beat him to the puck, but Crimmin ties him up. Loose puck picked up by Knoxville. They'll slide it far side. Jarrett Cup takes a shot, gloved by Hayden Stewart, and he'll squeeze it for a face-off up to his left. 17:31 to go, third period.
And I like that play by Crimmin in the quarter, Jody. A lot of defense coming into the league. They make that mistake of getting in the corner, trying to stop taking the man and try and pick the puck away. But Crimmin had nothing to do with that. He just took his man, pinned him against the wall, let the play happen. Easy save for Hayden Stewart. Good job defensively there.
Off the draw, Wake draws it back, picked up there by Doug Scott. He lifts one high into center ice, knocked down by Kyle Soper. Tosto brings it in, but I believe they're going to call a hand pass on Knoxville, so a face-off will come back into the Knoxville end of the ice. 24-15 shots on goal in favor of Birmingham. 4-2, Bulls lead. A pair of power play goals have just done in Knoxville.
Oh, yeah. And even in the zone entry, Jody, Knoxville's just not, they're doing a lot of east-west stuff at the blue line, creating a lot of offsides and slowing down the momentum where, you know what, they've got the speed, just send the puck deep.
Face-off just outside the Knoxville blue line. Tosto and Waite. Waite wins it, gets it back to Scahill, who will put it in. Near corner, Cup along with Kipledzianko. Now Waite tried to get it back to Scott. Loose puck, whistle blows, and I believe they're going to get Danny Waite on a penalty. As Denver Craig was hauled down, Waite's not arguing, so I guess he's guilty. It's going to be a trip on Danny Waite. This will be Knoxville's first power play of the night. Their power play is 9th in the league. They've scored 21 power play goals on the year, 14% success rate. Birmingham's penalty kill, not much better, Greg. 28 power play goals we've given up, 79% kill ratio.
But the Bulls have, what, 4 shorties on the year?
On the season, Birmingham now with 4 shorthanded goals. Hopefully we could add to it.
Yep.
But I'd just take a penalty kill at this point. Big power play for Knoxville and a bigger penalty kill for the Bulls. Westcott with it, off the draw. Comes in, that one had that top corner labeled. I believe it was just deflected wide. Now it's at the blue line. Carson Vance couldn't keep it in. Comes free, Westcott will have it and he'll shovel it back to Vance. Vance ahead to Jimmy Soper, captain of Knoxville. Sends a pass over, intercepted by Birmingham Soreski, but he couldn't clear. Behind the net, Stewart will stop it himself, plays it for Youngworth. Youngworth, a good job, clears it to the open wing, back into the Knoxville zone, where Carson Vance gives it for Jimmy Soper. 3 men back for Birmingham. Timmy Kent with the puck. He tried to get it behind the net, but he lifts it himself into the crowd and out of play. So with a minute 17 remaining on this power play for Knoxville, 16:23 to go in the third period. Face-off will come up in the Birmingham zone.
Well, Scahill with a better clear than Soretsky, definitely,
Yep.
Jody, there. But do you not just want to turn and blast it 200 feet
I
down
would.
the ice?
Yeah.
You know, because then it gets knocked down here, but they're still playing the short field back towards Hayden Stewart.
Tosto on the draw for Knoxville. Sinclair for Birmingham. Sinclair wins it once again. Crimmin plays it along the near side. He gets past Osick and down the ice. Stick to side by Osick for Kyle Soper. Sinclair forechecking, almost knocked that puck away from him beside Logan Flodell. But back through center ice, Knoxville plays it. Williams tried a centering pass. Nice job by Crimmin, intercepts it. That was a hard pass too, and he takes it, and he
what
fires
I'm
it down
talking
the
about.
ice. No finesse, he just
Right.
whipped it down the ice. Played by Kyle Soper. C.J. Walker watches him. He'll drop it back for Osick. 40 seconds of power play time remaining. Williams sends one around the near boards. Birmingham right there again. That's Kip Ledzianko.
Yep.
Waste no time, sends it down. Under 30 seconds of power play time remaining for Knoxville. Kyle Soper once again. Open wing side. Tip for Osick. 3 men back. Osick holds on to the puck, though. Still with it. Walker tries to get it free from him. He'll drop it for Williams. Tyler Williams plays it down low for Kyle Soper. Or excuse me, that's back out now to Kyle Soper. Sends a shot, almost deflected. Down to 5 seconds of power play time remaining. Knoxville putting the pressure on. Osick had to get
Yep.
by him, though. Look out, Kip Ledzianko had a chance at it. Birmingham back at full and even strength and have killed the penalty. Gagnon with it. Slides it past Youngworth. Tyler Williams keeps it alive for Knoxville. Birmingham's last penalty-killing unit still on the ice. I know they're winded. Youngworth has it. Banks went off the boards for Waite. Waite gets it to center ice, but Westcott puts it right back in. Look out. Picked up by Denver Craig. Draws it back for Bradshaw. His shot just goes wide. Birmingham exhausted on this line right here, Greg, as this is still the penalty-killing unit out. It gets to Soretsky. He can't ice it, but he can lift it slowly. The arm is in the air. Now he'll drop it. No icing. It's played now by Knoxville. Puck comes free near side. Doug Scott sets it up far side for Kyron Gronick. Behind the net, Soretsky has it. Turns away from Westcott. Drops it near side for Gronick. He holds on to the puck. Looking for Myers. It gets past him. Doug Scott keeps it alive, though. He's hit by Craig. Loose puck goes far side. Played by Jared Cup and out. He tried to hook up with Denver Craig, but just past him, and icing is called on Knoxville. I get the feeling we're going to see a lot more of those kind of plays out of Knoxville, those long head manning passes.
Well, that's the second time, Jody, that Denver Craig has been looking for that open lane on the stretch pass there from the defense coming up around our blue line, and twice he almost pulled it off. So definitely something you want to keep an eye on if you're the Bulls, is being aware that Knoxville's not done yet.
This next goal is crucial, and any time there's 2-goal leads, Greg, it's the same thing. It makes me nervous, gets me on pins and needles. You want it the game to end, but this game is a long way from over with, and this next goal either means we got a brand new 1-goal hockey game again, or we're up by 3 and a little breathing room.
I don't want to get into that scenario, Jody, because Knoxville has been too explosive at times. You don't want to give them an opportunity to think they're back in this one. Let's just get one the other way, send them back to the hotel, give them a good belly full of food, and let them get some rest up and get ready for tomorrow night.
They've got to go back home, and they'll play a tough, physical Evansville. They have a pair against Evansville for Friday and Saturday night, while Birmingham's on the road to Macon. So they've got to get right back on the bus and go home after getting off the bus a few hours ago to come here. Loose puck at center ice. It gets past Denver Craig. Played by Birmingham's Scahill back into the Knoxville zone. Flodell plays it himself to Billy Roach. Cross ice pass past Jarrett Cup. Comes right back in on Flodell. He'll just leave it for Cup. Now to Denver Craig. Off the skate of Westcott. Throws his head back in disgust as Birmingham sends it ahead. Nice tip pass. Looking in front for Sinclair. He gets taken down on the play by Vance, the puck got loose, Greg, from Flodell, and he had to dive on it.
Right.
As back behind the play, Matt Wood was cruising.
Well, Matt Wood, Ledzianko, Jody, those guys are so quick in their attack. It looks like they're not going to do anything, and then bam, all of a sudden they're there. And Flodell keeping the puck moving. He moved it very oddly from that left side on that last play and just popped it to his defense, where I would have covered it up and slowed that game down a little bit.
Now Waite has to back off. He'll come back in on the draw for Birmingham. Soper controls it, gets it back to Carson Vance through center ice. Birmingham will have it there. Crimmin with it. Ahead for Kip Ledzianko. He tips it, but it went into the Knoxville bench. So with 13-12 to go, we'll have another face-off. The game's starting to slow down a little bit from little pucks flying into the crowd, whereas in the first part of this period they didn't.
Right, it was just wide open.
Yep. 24 shots on goal. It seems like Birmingham's had a lot more than that, but to Birmingham's defensive credit, only giving up 15 to Knoxville. Puck sent in by Birmingham, played by Vance. Near side played for Timmy Kent, who will drop it back for Soper. Far side pass tried to hook up with Stewart. Youngworth catches up with it first and banks it off the boards and out. Lilliquist, near side for Kent. He'll drop it for Vance, almost intercepted, and he would have been gone, was Waite, but it's sent in by Knoxville. Kent slides one around the boards, played. Stewart in front. He had someone cruising there. He couldn't get in the puck. That was Jimmy Soper, and it gets all the way back down in the Knoxville zone. Birmingham will change lines. Olenek, Soretsky, and Gronick out for Birmingham. Back is Dapprich and Jordan Gagnon. Kent with the puck. Taken away by Birmingham. Nice play. Soretsky will bring it in right wing side. Cuts past Lilliquist. Puts the brakes on, curls back, drops it for Dapprich. A blocker save made by Flodell. Knoxville will clear. Gagnon with it, gives it to Dapprich. Tapped into the zone by Gronick. Be played there by Flodell around the near boards. Gagnon has it. In front, deflected, or at least an attempt for a deflection for Gronick. He got past him and back out into neutral ice.
That was a big play there by Dapprich at center to knock that down. There was that stretch pass again, Jody.
Back behind the net, Carson Vance has it. He'll leave it for Soper, who gives it right back to Carson. Off the near side boards for Westcott. He takes a big hit there
look out.
from Sinclair. Now Carson Vance wants Sinclair. He's already dropped his glove. Now they'll go at it right in front of the Knoxville bench. Carson Vance did not like it. Sinclair gets a right in. They'll tie each other up. Another down to the left by Sinclair. Now right now Vance goes down. And I don't know if that punch connected, it got him down, or if he just slipped.
I think he stepped on that stick, Jody.
But he went down, and I'm going to be honest with you, Greg. That was a clean hit by McGregor Sinclair that Carson Vance did not like. So I don't know if something happened prior to that, or if that's just frustration set in on the Knoxville Ice Bears and Carson Vance.
I think Vance.
Look at him, he went right after him immediately.
Yeah, Vance was following the puck, Jody. I don't even know if he saw the hit, 'cause he was looking up ice. But as soon as he heard the stick on the glass, that's when he came over. So it was kind of reactionary, but, I mean, you can't blame Vance for jumping in and doing that, you know what I mean?
There wasn't anything dirty about it, Greg. It was just a clean hit. He just didn't like it. Here's the
I
call.
know, but
for fighting. Number 20, Carson Vance, 5 minutes for fighting.
I'm surprised
Birmingham
it's not
penalty.
more.
Number 39, McGregor Sinclair, 5 minutes for
right.
fighting.
So we have dual penalties, coincidentals.
He got away with that there.
But why not an instigator?
Well, he should have got an instigator, but he didn't. So it's just one of those things where it's all going to even out in the wash at the end of the day, Jody. So just play the game between the whistles. Don't worry about the referee and focus on what your team's doing.
Now, Craig Simchuk's asking Colton Olenek himself, why was it not an instigator call? Colton explaining to him at least what the referee said. But I expected a 2-minute instigator, and I'm with Craig Simchuk on this one.
Well, he jumped him.
Yeah, that's exactly what an instigator is. 11:31 to go, third period. Bulls up by 2. Fighting majors to McGregor Sinclair and Carson Vance. That's not really what Carson Vance is all about either. I don't think he ever dropped his gloves when he played in Birmingham. Now Matt Wood will bring it in to the Knoxville zone. Drops it past Cahill. Look out. The other way, here comes Gaeta. Doug Scott will get there first, though, and he'll pick the puck up and curl away from Gaeta. Scott with it. Through center ice. Dumps it ahead. Colton Olenek taps it in on the deflection. It'll be played by Billy Roach. He'll give it up far side for Guy. At the near side for Osick, who'll bring it in the Bull zone. Osick sends a shot, save made by Stewart. That 5-hole was open barely there, Greg, and it almost got through. But Stewart made the save, and it popped up into his mitt, and we'll hold it.
And Scahill was right there, Jody, with his stick over Knoxville's stick coming in. So I'm glad that he didn't go fishing for the puck in there, because that could have very easily been 4-3 with 10:56 to go.
Blake Tosto on the draw for Knoxville. Danny Waite for Birmingham to the left of Hayden Stewart. Controlled by Knoxville. Mickle has it, and he'll send it in by Branshaw, and he'll slide it far side. Played by Tyler Stewart. Centers a pass. Intercepted by Kip Ledzianko, and back comes Walker. Walker can't get past Soper, but he holds on to the puck. He'll drop it back. Stewart was there, and Blake Tosto with 4 Bulls back just taps one off the boards. Played by Crimmin. Tosto on him. Picked up by Walker, ahead for Kip. His pass taken away by Stewart. Stewart sends it into the near corner. Crimmin on him. Pokes it away. Picked up by Waite. I don't like that pass. Tipped away by Birmingham, and Kip just banks one off the boards back into the Knoxville zone. That one's going straight for the slide, Greg. Now the other way, Stewart is in ahead of the play. They'll bring this one back for a face-off in the Knoxville zone. Greg, what was the face-off for? If it's offside, it's at the Bulls blue line, but they're bringing this one back deep.
Because it's an intentional offside.
Okay.
It wasn't an offside in the neutral zone. It was offside all the way from
I
their
didn't think it was
zone.
intentional, but okay. I'll take it.
Well,
Really? That's an intentional offside they ruled?
yeah.
Okay. Jimmy Soper on the draw for Knoxville, but Gronick wins. Gets it back to Dapprich. His shot is knocked down by Lilliquist, and the puck comes all the way back in the Bull zone where Dapprich has it. Ahead for Soretsky, who taps it in to the Knoxville zone. Troy Button going in after it along with Soretsky. Puck escapes to the near side. Myers takes his man out. Now Lilliquist takes a hit, but manages to get the puck in deep. Around the boards it goes. Tim Kent has it there for Knoxville. For Jimmy Soper. Slides one over to Williams. Tyler Williams gets past one, couldn't get the shot off. Now Soretsky just whacks the puck with his arm. Gets it along the far boards. Tyler Williams has it. Soretsky goes down. Back to there's a shot by Really Roach, and he scores. Sloppy play in the Birmingham zone results in a scoring chance, and Billy Roach from the top of this near face-off circle buries it. 9:21 to go, and all of a sudden that 3-goal lead, Greg, is down to 1, and we've got a hockey game that might as well be tied at this point. That's the way you have to play this.
Jody, our new guys are making better decisions with the puck than some of the vets out there tonight, because I don't even know what to say about that.
Sloppy play in our own defensive end results in that goal for Knoxville. 10:39, the time of the goal. Billy Roach, 5th goal of the year. The defenseman making no mistake, just found that upper corner. Played back behind the net. Knoxville with a little extra energy boost off that goal will play it in their own zone. Glover takes an elbow from Roach, manages to get it to Wood. Taken away from Wood. And Roach, fresh off that goal, tried to clear, knocked down by Drake Glover. He sends one through the net, knocked down by the defensive Knoxville, and here comes Osick. His pass broken up by Glover, but it gets past to Denver Craig, takes a hit from Scahill, coughs the puck up, loose in the Bull zone. Osick keeps it alive. Glover fighting hard and does clear it out by Drake Glover.
Great effort by Glover.
Now Denver Craig brings it in, taken away by Scahill. He can't get it past Soper. And on the far side, C.J. Walker absorbs the hit, gets it over to Wade, who'll put it in deep. Played along the far boards by Knoxville, back behind the net. Kyle Soper has it. Near side for Mickle. His pass intercepted by Birmingham's Danny Waite. Far side for Kip. Waite goes down on the play, hit by Denver Craig. Kyle Soper will set the play behind his own net. 5-on-5 hockey, 4-3 the score. Birmingham in front. Just now under 8 minutes to go here in the third period of play. 2 Knoxville goals here in the third period has brought this game to a new level as it's played back by Birmingham behind their own net. Crimmin can't get it out. Lilliquist keeps it in. Behind the net, Youngworth steers one around the far side. Soretsky off the boards for Kip Ledzianko. Off the skate of Kyron Gronick is in deep. Picked up by Lilliquist. His pass broken up by Soretsky. Holds on to the puck, drops it near side for Gagnon. He takes a shot, save. Rebound was there for Myers, and he couldn't get it past. There's another shot. Gronick is underneath the defense in front, still loose. Whoa. He tried to cover that puck up with his hand, but he thought better of it. That right there, you won't get a better scoring chance if you're Matt Myers. And Knox will just come up big to keep the puck out of the net. Now Glover, he'll bring it in. Drake sends it in deep. You got to think what's going on in Matt Myers' head after missing that. Now Billy Roach takes a big hit from Matt Myers. And I believe Myers is going to get called on the penalty.
Yeah, he's going to get a slash there, Jody.
So close, Greg, on that Matt Myers shot. I don't know how it didn't get in. But Birmingham's back on the penalty kill.
Jody, Flodell came across after the initial shot was blocked. It went right back to Myers, and he had the whole top half of the net, and he just shot it, and Flodell came flying across out of nowhere and made a diving splat save, hit his pad or block or whatever it was, and that just started the commotion in front of him there.
That's just an opportunity you wish you could have back.
100%.
Big, big goal. It could have been so much to Birmingham. That would have taken the wind out of the sails of Knoxville, if you ask me. But it didn't happen.
Myers, he's going to go for 2 minutes, Jody, for slashing. And you saw that one on his hit. Just before the hit, he slashed Roach coming around there in the corner and caught him just above the glove. And
that's when Roach was shaking his hand and shaking his arm.
Yep.
This will be Knoxville's second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 so far. This may be the biggest penalty kill Birmingham has had in a month. You don't want to share points tonight, Greg.
Right.
Off the draw, Knoxville has it. Kyle Soper gives it to Branshaw. Holds on to the puck, slides it over for Kent. Back at the blue line is played, near side Westcott. Down low for Soper. To his brothers, far side in front. That was almost deflected in. Kent with a slap shot deflected by Jimmy Soper. And there's a centering pass. Bradshaw scores. Here we go, Greg. Time for a timeout?
Oh, yeah. Well, Knoxville did a good job isolating the box, Jody. They threw it down low, and 2D down low, taking their 2 guys. You got the guy behind the net, the guy on the post.
Oh, boy.
One of the top guys have to collapse down and pick up that soft zone right in front of Stewart. Nobody did, and Shazam.
We went from 4-1 to 4-4.
Just like that.
Before you could blink an eye.
26-17 shots on goal in favor of the Bulls. 4-4 hockey game, 6:25 to go.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. Near side's played by Crimmin. Deflected off Kip Ledzianko, comes to Jarrett Kopp. Played near side, Danny Waite will bring it in. Danny cuts behind the net. There's a shot off the side of the net. He gets his own rebound. Far side, Waite again with a shot. Stick save made by Flodell, and he'll cover it up. This one is just got out of control, Greg, from a 3-goal lead to now you're just holding on.
Well, and you don't want to hold on. You want to press because it's not like Flodell is looking rock steady down there, Jody. Every low shot that's coming in is bumbling around and popping up, and he's having to make second and third efforts to cover it up. You want to keep that pressure on and keep attacking here.
The brothers Soper assisted on that last goal, both Kyle and Jimmy. Branshaw's 5th goal of the year ties the score up 4-4. Under 6 minutes to go as Kip Ledzianko has it for Birmingham. Kip just lifts one into center ice, knocked down by Carson Vance. Puts one in deep, near side. Timmy Kent has it. There's pass through the slot. Played far side. Vance with a slap shot. That goes behind the net. Knoxville is just taking control of this game at this point. They'll have it behind the net. Jimmy Soper with it. Can't get past Youngworth. Puck comes free to Danny Waite. Waite gets it clear to center ice. Walker has it. 3 men back for Knoxville, though, and they'll take it away. Carson Vance with the puck. Carson Vance with it. Tipped in by Soper. They'll rule he didn't tip it, so an icing is called on Knoxville with 5:10 to go here in the third period. Face off back into the Knoxville zone.
And I'm glad that was icy, Jody, because did you see the
Yep.
bounce that puck took off? And it was a late whistle, and I was waiting, holding my breath, being like, okay, somebody blow the whistle.
The Birmingham boards here are very lively.
Yep.
In years past, we played games where we've used the boards as a secondary passer. That one was a weird hop. Glover on the draw for Birmingham. Haven't seen him taking the face-off tonight. Gets back to Dapperts, but they'll drop it again. Someone moved prematurely. And Glover and Soper will try it again. Off the draw, Glover controls, gets it back to Gagnon. His shot knocked by Jimmy Soper. It hit him on the ankle. He goes down, still down. He's going to pressure himself to get up. Barely puts any weight at all on that leg. He gets to the bench. Loose puck picked up by Glover, left wing side, poked away from him. He couldn't center the pass, but he gets back to Gagnon. Jordan for Sinclair, back to Gagnon. Off the boards for Wood. Tried it in front. Glover knocked down from behind by Vance. Could have been a cross check, could have been an interference, but instead it's nothing.
Carson Vance, Jody, he's
Playing lively, isn't he?
He's gotten tough all of a sudden.
Something happened to Carson Vance midway through this third period, and he's turned in from what I know the Bulls thought of him as he's as even as they go. He doesn't get up or down, but all of a sudden.
Mild-mannered, you know, just calm, cool, and collected. Now all of a sudden.
Something's got into him tonight, and it's paid off for Knoxville.
Well, and you said to me, why do that? When in a 4-2 hockey game, why do you go and fight like that? Well, Jody, I think that we're seeing that gave Knoxville a little bit of a spark and, you know, got a little fire cooking for them.
Greg, we need a goal in the next 4:43, and we need to send Knoxville out of here with 0 points. But at this point,
in the worst way,
I really am. And look, I'm a glass half full guy. There's no doubt about that.
No, you're not, Jody.
Sure I am. I am the ultimate pessimist. So I'm thinking the worst here, but
you must be a Leafs fan.
You think? An Auburn fan on top of it. Face off to the right of Flodell. Loose in that face-off circle, picked up by Gronick. Save made off his shot. Loose puck picked up by Soretsky. He'll circle back to the blue line. He'll drop it off for Dapperich. His shot deflected high and wide. Far board, Soretsky has it taken away by Tosto, and he'll slide it back for Brenshaw.
Backside.
Look out through center ice. Tyler Stewart was there. It gets past him behind him. Dapperich will play it to Gagnon. Knocked down by Tosto. Comes right in on Flodell. He'll just shovel it to Cup.
Crazy.
Squirts out far side for Kyle Soper. Ahead to his brother Jimmy that is. For Stewart, his shot goes wide, picked up by Scahill. Knoxville keeps it alive. There's a one-timer by Stewart. He kind of whiffed on it. He had the open net to fire it at too. Stewart will hold on to it for a face-off. It seems like play is kind of slowed down, calmed down a little bit with under 4 minutes to go. You think nobody really wants to make a mistake and they're content to go into overtime? I hope not. I need these 2 points.
It has slowed down, Jody, but when the play slows down, you just look for one of those lazy loopers.
Off the draw, played far boards. C.J. Walker is there, gives it up near side, and it's played by Birmingham through center ice. Scahill brings it in. Played behind the net, Cup. Knoxville wanted an offside, didn't get it. One-timer by Scahill, stick save made. Puck rebounds all the way back to the blue line for Waite. Near side for Scott. Kicked away by Billy Roach. Into the corner. Kip Ladzianko plays it behind the net. Roach picks it up for Knoxville. Ahead for Timmy Kent. Through center ice. Kent brings the puck into the Bull zone. Just slides it slowly behind the net. Picked up by Scahill. Ahead to Kip Ladzianko. Loose puck picked up by Wake. Can't get past Gaeta, so he'll just backhand one in deep. Line change for the Bulls. Glover. Gets past Glover. Kent sends one into the far boards. Youngworth will go in after it. He'll pick it up before Gaeta does. Back to center ice. It'll be played now by Mickle. Glover will play it back for his defense. Youngworth has it for Sinclair. The bench is going to shorten for both teams now as Crimmin sends one in and wraps it around the boards far side, played by Sinclair. Lilliquist on him. Birmingham's Glover finds that loose puck, sends it in deep. It gets past Westcott to McGregor Sinclair. Had it taken away by Westcott. Both players go down. Bulls keep it alive for the moment. Wood with it. Takes a shot. Stick save made by Flodell. Through center ice, Osick get past McGregor Sinclair. Birmingham finds the loose puck, and that's Youngworth. 2 minutes to go here in the third period. Crimmin has it. Sends one in deep. They won't rule off or icing on this. It's played along the far boards. Jarrett Cupp had it taken away by Soretsky. Now with the stick held, somehow Olenek gets free. Has the puck. Hit on the play from behind by Tosto. Into the corner, puck being fought for. Gronick, as well as Soretsky looking for it. It gets past everyone. Soretsky picks it up, centers a pass, score! Oh boy, what hard work in that far corner, Greg. Pays off, staying with the puck. Gets a pass back to Jordan Gagnon, who fired a ripper. And Birmingham gets a late goal, retaking the lead 5-4.
Gronick down in the corner, Jody. Battled it through to Soretsky. Gagnon came in with a ripper, and once again, low glove, but road skated right through the line of vision of Flodell there, and I think that's where Flodell lost track of the puck just for a second. Nonetheless, the Bulls are up by 1.
That's a huge, huge goal. Jordan Gagnon's third of the year could not have come at a better time. Look for Flodell come out of the net. He already is coming to the bench. Knoxville will have an extra attacker on the ice. Birmingham Scahill gets it out to center ice, picked up by Vance. He just spins and turns it, fires it right back in. Long pass from behind the goal line. Score! That puck went a full 200 foot. Danny Waite picked up the puck behind Hayden Stewart and just lifted one about 5 feet off the ice, bounced a couple of times into an open net. That was Scott, I apologize, not Waite, but Doug Scott gets the Bulls, hopefully what it'll be an insurmountable 2-goal lead this late in the hockey game. Wow.
Well, the next 20 seconds will tell, Jody.
That's a huge one, Greg. I don't know that Knoxville can come back from this. That Jordan Gagnon goal was assisted by Daprich and Gronick.
Gagnon's goal was huge.
Osick has it. He'll skate through center ice, brings it into the Bull zone. Logan Flodell stays in the net this time as Gronick picks the loose puck up, fires it around the boards, but not out. Gaeta has it. Stopped by Youngworth. Gronick will pick the loose puck up, plays it behind the net for Gagnon around the boards and out. Back into the Knoxville zone. We're down to 30 seconds left in this third period. Kyle Soper with the puck. Bulls up 6-4. Soper, as Flodell comes out of the net, hit by Wood as he stood him up at the blue line. There's a pass ahead. Sinclair has it. Sinclair looks for somebody to give it to. He just comes in and taps it home. He wanted to give the puck up. Wood was the only man back, but he didn't want to give it up and lose possession.
Right.
Sinclair seals this one 7-4 Birmingham.
And just like that, Jody, you talk about the goals. They came in threes. 3 for Knoxville, and the Bulls answer with 3 of their own to just about wrap this one up with under 30 seconds to go here. And I know what Sinclair was doing. He was looking to see if anybody else who's a hat trick goal. Yeah. He was looking to give it up to Wood.
7-4 Bulls lead as we're now down to the final 10 seconds of this one. Matt Wood just lifts one high. Greg, this was a strange hockey game, and one that I was I was just really sorely down as Birmingham slaps the final shot in, the horn goes, and that's it. Billy Roche angry. I mean angry to the where he smacks his stick down on the ice, and quite honestly, I don't blame him. Knoxville fought so hard to get back into this game, trailing 4-1 here in the third period, and then Birmingham just explodes after Knoxville scored 3 unanswered goals to take this one away from Knoxville under 2 minutes to go when Birmingham started their barrage. 18-29, the first goal by Jordan Gagnon that put the Bulls up 5-4. Doug Scott got the goal that went 200 foot down the ice into an empty net at 18:51. And then McGregor Sinclair ends it, giving the Bulls a 7-4 win after trailing with less than 2 minutes, or excuse me, tied with less than 2 minutes to go, 4-4.
Right. 3 goals in 2 minutes, is that a record? What's the record?
I don't know, I'll check it. But if you look, 3 unanswered by Knoxville, 3 unanswered by Birmingham, and it was just, Greg, when the score was 4-4 at the last goal by Bradshaw, it was like somebody punched me in the gut. I thought, okay. I had even said, I don't want to come out of this giving Knoxville 1 point. I want both these points.
Well,
and
Jody,
somehow it happened.
I know that in that moment, your glass went from half empty to empty.
In that moment, you're right, it did.
And that's why I'm here with the water pitcher to keep filling you up.
Well, around the league, the only other game, and we have 2 minutes to go in that, Pensacola somehow has found a way to take the lead on top-ranked Peoria 4-2. And I want to say something that's happening right now on the ice, Greg. Birmingham has a group of 6 players, 7, now 8, that after every game, I've noticed this. It started with 2 or 3. They go after the game and they get down on their knees and they have a prayer after the game's over with. And it's slowly grown into this, where there's 7 players with their arms around each other, having a prayer after the game. And a lot of people in these times, that's 8 players, I apologize, on the ice. I find that wonderful. I find that excellent. That, to me, is the ultimate camaraderie, where you can put your arm around your fellow player and have a prayer after the game. A lot of teams nowadays think that's going to the bar and having a beer after the game, and that's important too.
Well,
but that to me tells me a lot about the character of this hockey team in the Birmingham Bulls.
Definitely a movement in the air, Jody, and that is key. And how about that? So 18:29, what's that, a minute?
Minute 31 remaining. Jordan Gagnon gives the Bulls a 5-4 lead.
3 goals in a minute and 31 seconds.
So at 18:29, Jordan Gagnon gets his third of the year from Logan Daprich, his first point as a Bull, and Kyron Gronick, who really worked his tail off for that goal, Greg.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He's the reason that goal happened. Doug Scott gets an empty netter from 203 foot away, if you ask me. No assist on that play, but that game came at 18:51. And then the final goal, another empty netter. This one off the stick of McGregor Sinclair at 19:42. This one was an up-and-down game. It was emotional. I was very happy at times and very angry at others. Very worried at times and relaxing on the others. I mean, I don't know if we can go through this every game we play the rest of the year, Greg. But what choice do you have?
Jody, you're the roller coaster, and I'm just the horizon,
Yeah, you
baby.
are. I give you that.
Calm, cool, and collected.
I'm up and down with this hockey team where you just, it'll be all right, Jody. That's the way you are. Okay, that's going to do it for us, at least until next weekend. Birmingham, as I said earlier, will hit the road for a couple of games tomorrow night in Macon, and then Saturday night to end this 3-game and 3-night stretch, whereas Knoxville will get on the bus again, go home. They'll have a couple of very, very difficult games, if you ask me, against a very tough, big, physical Evansville team.
Well, and just like that, Jody, with Pensacola, wrapping up their game over there, Pensacola will jump. This is how tight it is. Pensacola will jump from 5th to a tie for 2nd place with Evansville.
And they've been playing horrible as of late, Pensacola has.
Yep.
They lost 4 in a row to this Knoxville team just last week.
And the Bulls with 52 that just puts them now 1 point behind Roanoke. So
who we have coming up next week.
you got it.
This is going to be a tight race, and every game, every period, every shift
Yep.
is just set on the edge of your seat. It's dramatic.
Well, and we called it, Jody. We said,
Yeah.
if the Bulls are going to have a chance this year, playoffs start right now. The problem was that was before Christmas, and they've been riding the wave ever since. So, hey, grab your surfboard and let's keep this party going.
I have to ask, you've been in a situation as both a player and a coach, Greg, where, you know, you get I don't want to say a comfortable lead, but a 3-goal cushion in the third period, that should be enough, if you ask me. It wasn't enough tonight. Birmingham gave up 3 consecutive unanswered goals to Knoxville, allowed them back in, and then somehow found a way to get 3 unanswered themselves to win going away 7-4. What do you tell your team as a coach, or how do you feel as a player about that roller coaster of up 3, tied, up 3 again?
Well, I think you have to look at it from within, Jody, and you have to tell everybody, guys, great job pulling this out, because you know what? In the 1st of November, Jody, there wouldn't have been a 3-goal in a minute and 30 seconds
way.
because we would end up going into overtime and, you know, see how we do from there, because that's the way it would have went. But what I like about the Bulls is even though there was a little bit of, you know, gnawing your arm off there on that one play by Soretsky, hand passing it up in nowhere and losing his stick, and I mean, it was just ugly. But I think that the teaching point to that is, guys, no matter what's going on or how tight a game is, just take a breath, relax, and don't do anything outside of the norm. You know what I mean? Like trying to make that play, I've never seen that all year. And what did it do? It ended up coming back to bite you, and just play the simple game.
I want to go back, and I will when I get home, to watch the Jordan Gagnon goal. I want to see from the way that play started in the far corner over there to the way it ended with Gronick with a nice, just hard work pass out to Gagnon. That right there is the type of play to me that can really set you on fire for the rest of the year. That's just hard work that resulted in a goal that won you a hockey game.
You talk about the difference, and back when we weren't winning hockey games, what were we saying? We're losing one-on-one battles. We're not winning the battles on the wall. We're not playing tough enough on the wall. And then, you know, Kent went to Germany, and we got a little bit better. But Gronick down there, he had 3 guys on him, Jody. 3 guys in that corner. His face was to the glass. He was getting sticked. He was getting kicked. I mean, you name it. And he found a way and the wherewithal to boot the puck out of the pile. Soretsky picked it up behind the net, came around, dished it out to Gagnon. And, you know, he's all offense and jumping in 1,000 miles an hour from the point. And he just absolutely buried it on Flodell.
That was a play. To me, that's 100%. The play of the year so far.
Yep.
Now, we still have a long way to go. We got 10 more games left. As I put the case up on the desk to reserve our space, this one is going to be a fun 10 games. It's going to be a great 10 games. It all starts tomorrow night in Macon. I'm not quite sure. Face-off, I believe, will be at 6 o'clock our time. We will not be there for the broadcast, but I do think you can pick up a Macon. I don't think they do theirs like we do, though. If you got Flow Sports, you can watch it. That's the best I can tell
you. There you
go. We do pull within 1 point of Roanoke tonight, who was idle, who will be in this building for a pair of games next week. That puts all the pressure on Roanoke, though, Greg. We're 1 point behind them. They have a game in hand, but now they're forced to win that game to maintain that lead.
8-2-0-1, Jody, in the last 11.
That's playing good hockey.
That's good hockey.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight. For Greg Javany, I'm Jody Chernesky. Once again, final score from the Pelham Civic Complex, Birmingham 7, Knoxville 4. Thanks for joining us, everyone.